Welcome, one and all, to the last PS4 Tournaments Open Series for BB Tag this year. That's right. It's been a long year. We've had a lot of broadcasts under our belt, but we are finally here, and we have a new host to commemorate everything. We've got our boy Raph. If you're in the BB Tag community, you recognize this face quite well. Raph, how are you doing this fine morning?
I'm great, Ebonic. Good day to everyone out there. I'm glad to get the first one under my belt here on the December monthly finals for the BB Tag event in Europe, nonetheless. So I'm excited to see how this plays out, as we're going to end the year on a really high note with some good BB Tag.
Yeah, it's definitely about to be some good BB Tag, because if you have been to the PS4 Tournaments Open Series so far, you've seen the EU brackets, and they are nothing if not consistent. As you guys can see, our previous monthly champions, it's a lot of Cax, and it's a lot of King Rosta. Now, what it doesn't show is the months that we did not broadcast as well. So Cax opened up our Open Series with a 3-peat in tournament wins, and then King Rosta fired back with his own 3-peat. So now that we are at the end of the year, the story today is who will take that 4th tournament win. Will it be Cax or will it be King Rosta to climb the mountain and go over the opponent?
Or will someone outside of those two come and upset this tiebreaker possibility and take it away from Cax and King Rosta? You see all the players there who have made it this far into this top 8 as we do a double elimination event to crown that final winner. And we'll see, as every month has been, those two in grand finals. And I'm just interested to how this is all going to play out when you see such strong players like Jaju Kakuja, as well as you have French Whispers, and just from all across Europe, just amazing, amazing players. So it's going to be just, it's so good.
Yeah, pretty much everybody we see in this bracket that you guys can see on screen right there is either staples of the Open Series or staples of making it far in the bracket of other EU events, right? So you guys they're pulling out all the stops in EU for this one, and there's a lot of good reasons, especially considering PS4 Tournaments Open Series does have a prize pool that you guys can take a look at right now. Once you get to 4th place, every match is basically $100 more on your belt the further you make it. First place is going to be making $400, second place $300, third place $200, and 4th place $100.
Great prizes there, and that's just, to commemorate all of the hard work that all these players have done throughout the entire month of December. So this is the PlayStation Open Series. That means every week people are competing in these qualifying events to qualify for these monthly finals. If you follow that link on the bottom there, compete.playstation.com, you can see how you can enter in various games to compete and maybe be a part of a monthly finals yourself coming up. I know December is going to end with this BB Tag event today, but who knows going into 2021 who will rise up and be amongst these amazing top 8s. It could be you if you try your hand at the PlayStation Open Series.
Each one of these players here that you guys are seeing, and the people that we're going to see in this next match, like Jaju, Kakuja, and French Whispers, who is also known as P-Blade in the other circles, have gone through compete.playstation.com, and they have qualified through weekly events to make it to the monthly finals. The monthly finals are the only ones broadcasted, but you have to qualify for the monthly finals by placing well in the weekly events. So make sure you guys do that if you want to be able to do it. There's more than just this game, BB Tag. There's also several others. But let's talk about BB Tag for today. And we want to specifically talk about a team that we may or may not see from one of the players here. It could be Adachi Yumi if you've played BB Tag, if you've been following BB Tag. This is a team that you probably know very well. This team is incredibly strong in all aspects of the game. It has the ability to pressure you from full screen and then walk up directly in front of you and just do whatever they want. And it has very little counters.
Yeah, if we would to say a team that defines the year 2020 and the current view of BB Tag, that is this squad right here. Both of the latest characters who were released into the game, and just such a strong synergy, such oppressive nature between the two. It's no question that these two have become prominent in the community, hated, but also just so strong you can't help but pick them. But just like them, you see Hilda, who's one of the most contentious characters who's come out recently for this game, and who's been such a solid pick, not just online, but in these big tournaments, through all the PlayStation Open series. Her far range, her ability to mix up, up close as well with instant overheads, amazing synergy too. A lot of people say, is she strong? Is she not? It's been a topic of debate for so long, but you're definitely going to see that Hilda in play at some point, just because of how well she can control the match, how well she can create situations and suffering for the person on the receiving end.
Yeah, we could see that suffering, and we could see that happen in play, because Jaju Kakuja is known to play Yuzuriya Hilda. Whether or not he's playing that today could be a little bit different, but we've already seen a big difference in character choice to start with. French Whispers going with Ruby Mai. I don't think I've seen French Whispers play this team in the Open Series at all. I'm not entirely sure if I've seen French Whispers play this team outside of the Open Series just yet, but this could be a person-to-person matchup decision here for the first game, right? Like, these two, well, a lot of the players in this bracket run into each other for outside of Open Series and within Open Series. So, this could be directly tied to trying to counterpick Jaju Kakuja J.
Mm-hmm. If you want a gap close team, you're going to star Ruby on your squad. So you have Mai, who has very good horizontal assist, to try to just close that gap as well. But it doesn't really help right now, as the mix is coming through for Jaju, who's got all this damage, is going to take out Mai. Just like that, not even a factor.
Yeah, that's one of the incredibly strong parts about Yuzuriya, is she can immediately lock out the opponent's burst as long as she is able to go into her special slashes. Once that animation happens, your opponent can no longer burst, and then you just get all that free damage.
Get the knockdown with the reversal action, then they get that to set up that full screen. You have Ruby with the Resonance ready to go, just trying to close the gap, getting a little extra credit on Yuzu. And again, you can't ask for a better character when you're trying to go against zoners, but that quick hit is going to put French Whispers in the corner, gets mixed, and this should be the final combo to knock him out.
Yeah, just gonna cross. Oh no, not even get the cross combo version. Just get the regular. I mean, yeah, you got the bar, right? You got the health values on. You can take down French Whispers Ruby with one super, and Jaju Kakuja Day does exactly that. First game, and about as quick as a BB tag first game could probably go.
And you gotta remember, this is a zoning team, right? And you see like the damage output. You saw how fast that went, and how well it's good to open up. So it's crazy when you think of the strength overall of a character like Hilda being enabled by Yuzu, who was extremely dominant in the early stages of the game. Fell off a little bit in popularity as of late, but you still see she still has plenty of gas in the tank.
Oh, looks like we're seeing the double Hilda right now. So P-Blade, French Whispers is pulling out everything that I have yet to see them play, pretty much.
Well, we got the set, right? Fest is great for mobility as well. He has his EX that's about 9 frames, goes full screen. It's very scary and can be a good check if he's ready. And Yuri's doing a lot better now. He's right at the sandwich pressure, forcing the burst out from Jaju. And now you get to see Hilda being played on French Whisper's side, getting some good pressure, and that full screen ability, just dominating with that life lead.
Oh man, that was a good time for Jaju Kakuja to switch, but regardless of that, French Whispers was ready for it, able to hit Yuzu here. She's got to deal with another knockdown, and she could die from any of these hits. Nice block though.
Ooh, gets the double, I like that. And the DP to beat out the burst. Wonderful, there's the overhead. Oh, but doesn't get the full combo off the active switch.
But the Seppi X grab is going to catch Hilda, probably trying to jump. Yuzuriya by herself, pretty much no health, Resonance activated. The reversal action is going to get her out of there. But she's living on a prayer and a dream right now.
And this tech EX, that 9 frames, if you aren't ready, you get slapped across. And what a turnaround there from French Whispers. That team switch paid off so well Great use of the Seth with the Hilda on backup. So tied up 1-1 in this 1-3 set.
Yeah, you talked about the potential zoning aspects of Jaju Kakuja J's team. I think what the big pick there for French Whispers was the Seth due to that, right? So Seth has so many different ways to stop somebody from being able to do something from full screen, to be able to pressure you, to teleport, etc. Because he has the orb, which is a tracking projectile that'll come after you if you try to teleport, right? That's one. If you're on the ground trying to zone, Seth has that lunge right there, which goes almost full screen and is able to put you in a very precarious situation.
Yeah, and just how, Jaju Kakuja's team can force a sandwich. The Seth team with Hilda can do it really as well. So, but I think it's a bit easier for Seth to create that situation over Yuzu, although if Yuzu gets a hit, that's always going to be the possibility there. But, weakness of Seth. Doesn't have a lot of life. Can't take a lot of hits, and even if, Hilda's damage might not be immense, on a character like Seth, it means a lot.
Drops right here from Jaju. I mean, that's pretty lucky for French Whispers. Forcing the burst, though. Got him closer to the corner. And yeah, I think it's forego the zoning, and now we just got to kill this Hilda as quickly as possible because she has no burst available. She won't be able to get out of this. She's got to be gone.
All right. So that leaves Seth by himself with Resonance level 2. So he's going to get a little bit of meter back, some health back when he does pop that, but not a bad character to have solo. Oh, wait a minute. Not. He's not even going to get a chance to Resonance as he gets hit. Not even needing any super there, as Jaju Kakuja has now gone up 2-1 in the set. Nice answer back after game 2. It was really a steamroll on French Whisper side.
Yeah, this is more back and forth than I would say we're probably used to seeing in the opening rounds of the Open Series. A lot of the time it's normally like quick 3-0s to set the stage, right? And then, the next matches they start getting to the 3-1s, the 3-2s. But now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. It is the final tournament of the year, and obviously you got that money on the line. Everybody has been practicing for this moment, and it clearly shows.
Oh yeah, you said it yourself. The stars of the show have been some other 2 players, but there's a lot on the line here, and people want to upset that storyline. They want to be that factor to really say, hey, this is what you expect. Well, let's defy expectations. So the next game, we're going to see French Whisper sticking to the Seth squad, getting a lot of damage already. Nice burst out, though, from Jaju. It's going to get the Hilda in and force the zoning out.
Yeah, what's really nice, too, about that burst is because it hit Seth, it took away his orb. Oh, that was almost the best switch, but luckily for Jaju, he had called the Yuzu assist and covered both options at the same time.
Yeah, something that, French Whispers could have scouted out when he tried to get the run under, but that was just really good from Jaju's part to have the awareness to have that set up. It's going to get that clean hit. It's going to set up the pressure here. Double jump, the hard tag. Not a lot of damage on there, so that's really good getting the Seth in and letting Hilda heal just a little bit.
Yeah, it's actually going to take Seth out, and great time to switch. Luckily for Jaju, he's going to be able to block in time, but French Whispers is going to get that life back on Hilda, and now he's got the hit on Yuzu. Unfortunately, the orb drops the combo for him.
Pressure's still there. Manages to avoid Hilda's 4P from Jaju, but then gets hit by the next 4P. It's going to be a little bit of damage here. Going to set up the mix-up. Left, right, up, down. Where are you blocking? You don't know. Gets grabbed, and that should be... Oh, no. Didn't have the meter for a super, so Seth managed to get out with the burst.
Yeah, just barely enough life for Seth to stay alive. Hilda is going to take a ton of damage right here, but luckily, again, no bars, so it's going to require a reset. One more hit could possibly do it for either of French Whisper's characters, and great switch because, he was at the mercy of his opponent.
Oh, found the hit for the 6P from Seth, but didn't get the full combo, but looks like the damage. Nice reversal action to beat the burst. Can this work out? He has the damage. He has a little bit of bar, but no, it's the reset. The reset gets Yuzu out, and then EX again immediately.
EX1 is definitely one of the greatest equalizers of this game. So fast. Such a wonderful move because it locks the opponent out of burst, and it also locks them in place for you to switch to your other character, just get a full combo. And because of that, we are at 2-2 now. And at this point, I can't call it. Normally I would be like, yeah, Jaju Kakuja J has shown to be one of the strongest European players outside of the Open Series, within the Open Series. But I don't know at this point. It's
yeah, because think about it. Just this month alone, in the weekly events, Jaju's got first on the first week, first the third week, and then on the fourth week got second. So had such strong placements throughout the whole month. But all that can be, rewritten and thrown to losers bracket if he's not careful.
I mean, it's definitely looking like a start where that could possibly happen. Luckily, he got the teleport right there, so he's going to be able to get a good amount of damage on Seth. It's the mix-up potential, though, that he's got to watch out for. And he does not care. If you're not going to meaty me, then I'm just going to lunge at you. I love the idea, honestly. He's going to be able to get full conversion off this. The burst had to happen to save Yuzuria, but Hilda's going to take the punishment for it.
That was so perfect. The combo ended enough that he could get the burst with just a little bit of the partner gauge that left. So much life lost, but the hard tag gets punished out. And now we're going to see a lot of life lost on French Whispers. Had the burst, but there was no burst punish on Jaju's side, but Hilda's going to take a lot of damage here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, try to get the link. That's a little difficult. I definitely don't blame you for dropping that one. But if he had gotten that link, I wonder how much damage Hilda would have taken, because he had 4 bars and cross combo. Speaking of cross combo activated on French Whisper's side, the burst is going to negate it though. Throw gets beat by reversal action. Oh, that's going to be a dead Yuzu.
Yeah, gets blessed again. Not quite, still alive, just barely, but the 4P. Oh my goodness, the 4P comes through. French Whispers just needs one more hit here. The unblockable does it. The unblockable. You didn't see it at all. The entire set, but just to end the round, pulls the ace out from under his sleeve, and French Whispers turning into French yelling as he takes the first set 3-2 over Jaju, sending Jaju Kakuja to losers.
You'll get it, I promise.
My tongue is getting tied up from all the hype.
Just say it 10 times fast. You got that. I believe you. Jaju Kakuja J, Jaju Kakuja J, Jaju Kakuja J, Jaju Kakuja J. No, but for real though, there's one thing I have to specifically talk about. You're gonna see it right here. The Hilda 4P, that big old orb of blades, that thing, that is one of the best assists in the game. It takes forever to start up, right? But the second it does, it covers the entire top of the screen with a big old stop sign and tells you are not allowed to move. And it even hits lower to the ground, which is how he set up that move right there, which was unblockable. It's a grab. Seth charges up in the air, and once he dives down, he grabs the opponent as long as they're within his reach, right? And so because Jaju Kakuja J had blocked the stop sign, he couldn't move. He couldn't get away from the unblockable. That was the perfect timing to active switch right there from French Whispers, and just the perfect play to finish it off 3-2.
Oh yeah, for sure. And what a set to start off the December monthly finals here in the PlayStation Open Series. Just crazy back and forth. And like the first match with the Ruby team, I respect the attempt there from French Whispers, but it was just really cool to see the switch to the Seth, to just, the checks with the EX launch, that dictated so much of the match. Almost every round that French Whispers won involved that, just, that quick, big damage, and just something that looked like Jaju wasn't ready for. So we'll see if Jaju can make a statement in the losers bracket as we set up for our next match here.
Yeah, so normally you see a lot of Jaju not meeting the opponent, not attacking them directly on their wake up after being knocked down, right? That's how he just kind of does it, because he gets to set up the Yuzuria teleport mix up, or he gets to do it from full screen after they wake up, after he sees what their options are. The problem is, versus Seth, just like you said, that EX lunge was winning him games. And that's because he wasn't attacking him directly on his wake up. He could wake up with that lunge with impunity. He did not care one time.
At all. On block, on tech, it was just throwing it out there, just the Hail Marys, and they just all connected. It was beautiful play. So up next, Squall the Blade going up, aka Zach Cece, going up against the one and only King Rosta.
Royalty, everyone bow. Everyone take a knee, kneel. Just this is the royalty. This is one of our royalties of the PS Open Series, and this is going to be the team that we have seen him play throughout the entire time. The team that has gotten the three-peat, in fact, of the previous months, as we showed. So this team Yosuke is the fastest character in the game, right? Highest mobility, and because of Hyde's synergy, has a great lockdown ability and can create the big mix-up in the sandwich, right?
Yep.
It's got a ton of synergy, and King Rosta plays them to great effectiveness.
And then on the opposite end, you have with Zach CC, you have the Yuzu Hakumen. So this is a team that's just gonna try to set up Hakumen to create this big damage. You know, Hakumen not the most mobile character, but he makes up for it in spades with a lot of life and just huge damage with the right hits. Yuzu are gonna be the one to have to create those openings and then create the sandwiches. But can it be enough to catch Yosuke? Nice jump back to start. Here we go, first match.
Yeah, luckily for Squall the Blade, Yuzu has some of the best ability to be able to catch Yosuke at the top of the screen. The problem, though, is that reversal action only hit the assist, and Yosuke can punish that full screen no problem thanks to his run speed.
So that quick hit, and already you see how strong Hyde's assist kit with the 6P, the fireball, with his the Palebringer assist too, has a lot of options to just physically or with a projectile close the gap and put pressure.
And you're gonna see a lot of that move right there. That's moonsault, a lot of backflipping, trying to mix up the opponent as much as possible. Squall is having some trouble dealing with it. The empty low, that's gonna kill Yuzu before the burst can come out. Pose on him.
All right, the King Rosta special doing really strong there. Here comes Hakumen just coming in. And then, the early hit on the air dash connects, but nice from King Rosta to recognize the situation. Go for the quick light. He's gonna get some extra damage here. Gonna pop that resonance, and great counter to get out of that sandwich.
He's trying to get away from that Hyde assist too. Unfortunately, resonance is not really gonna give him a lot of anything, as he's gonna get knocked down right here. Just waste that resonance time by activating the super right now, and also get as much damage as possible so that the resonance can't heal it back. And this kind of puts Squall the Blade in a check situation. He's got to figure out literally anything. And Zantet's might be the way.
Yep. When in doubt, put out Hakumen's overhead. Nice reversal. King Rosta not wanting to have any of that. The counter out. I like that option. I like that option a lot with Hakumen. Using the EX counter to blow through the assists that are coming out on King Rosta's side. But you're seeing after the fact the same little errors that happened before with these the air dashes and an early normal coming out of it, landing and losing the priority. And then King Rosta just throwing out the normals, winning it out, taking that first game from it.
Yeah, definitely looking as strong as King Rosta normally does in the Open Series. Although that was only the first game, sometimes you just get kind of steamrolled. You make a couple of bad decisions, and then BB Tag is, well, she's a harsh mistress, right? Like she is very unforgiving. So, I mean, sometimes you just get steamrolled in this game and then you come back all the way, without issue, right? It's totally possible, but King Rosta is one of the hardest people to do it versus.
Yeah, that's going to be a big part. It's just getting started, right? Yosuke just has this ability to control the pace so well from his just mobility on the ground, in the air, setting up all the mix-ups, putting all that pressure, and again, a character like Hakumen, who's going to have to just kind of hold that a lot of times. If he gets a hit, again, it's going to be big damage, but just forcing that, catching Yosuke is going to be the big problem that he has.
Well, that was a really good push block by King Rosta to get him out of the mix-up situation, and because of that, that allowed him to catch Squall doing a reversal action. He should be able to kill this character now because he can no longer burst.
That's huge. Big damage, about 9.7k. It's going to take out Hakumen, and now it's just going to be solo Yuzu. Her incoming is a little bit weak, so it's very easy to create a sandwich, even with the delayed incoming on that. Oh, gets a second hit. Got a European reset. And now King Rosta doing a little bit extra credit. Drops the EX slashes, though. The wreck is dropped. And now, Zach CC is getting opportunity here.
Trying to catch the jump out. That's not going to happen right there. And yeah, Hyde can punish that, actually. Not a lot of characters have the ability to easily punish that. Hyde is one of them, though.
Oh, unfortunate drop there. Zach is finding these little hits. Oh, there's the burst here. We're going to see for the finale. Reversal!
Oh, great jump C into moonsault cancel to make himself invincible to get away from that reversal action. That was to make it air unblockable and to catch Yusuke moonsaulting. But because he did jump C first, Yosuke teleports, and when he's teleporting, he's invincible. So he was just able to avoid it just ever so slightly and then punish afterwards.
Yep. Just great use of that. Have that invulnerability from the jump C. Cancel that into moonsault and stay up in the air. Because remember, Yosuke's playing the floor is lava. He doesn't want to be on that ground any times at all. And just when you think you have him in your grasp, it's like the Karate Kid trying to grab the fly with the chopsticks. It's just not going to happen. And when it does, it feels good. When it does, it feels great. But, you know, Mr. Moriyagi's going to have a little more trouble here with a guy like Yosuke.
He set up the couches at his grandma's house to not touch the floor, but jumping on him. He's got the cane. He's pretending it's a sword and everything like that. You know, I feel you. Floor is lava.
Okay, nice run up. Crouch B to get the anti-air. Try to do it again. Good reversal on the overhead. Not wanting to have any of that at this time.
Yeah, you know, if it was a true block string, it would have probably given him push block, and then if not, it would have just done that, right? So probably a good call out.
We'll see. This is a good start for Zach, who's gotten some damage here. Almost had the whiff punish on Hyde's 2B. So we see it looks like King Rosta's one of his strategies, right? Is to go up, run up, anti-air. Catch maybe people trying to air dash or up back. It can be, it's like a good tactic, but the whipping will hurt him a lot. Speaking of hurting a lot.
That was a really good invincible action. Okay, he's got the hit, and yeah, that was a force burst right there. That was going to be a ton of damage. Oh, but the back end's going to catch!
Yes!
A lot of people end up forgetting about that. He's going to be able to switch over. Now, Yosuke shouldn't die because he doesn't have bar to kill him with, but I mean, right now he is very close to death. The run's going to help, though.
Yeah, that run right there, using that lunge factor. He's going to try to get Hakumen down as much as possible. We have 4 bars here on King Rosta's side. Yeah, with double resonance super powered up, this should be enough with the EX version of this.
Gyre Vortex, it does do it. 10.7.
Huge comeback there against the low. King Rosta turning this around from the precipice of defeat. Try not to give up any single round here.
Well, he does have resonance level 4 right now, and Squall is a little bit healthy, but he's going to put himself in a mix-up. Okay, he may actually be able to make this happen because of the life deficit on the side of King Rosta. If he can just get a hit before this resonance runs out, he should be completely fine.
We'll see if he's getting blessed by these Pale Bringers. Didn't really get a clean hit there. Has some meter, but has to be careful not to squander it all.
Yeah, you can notice that Squall really does not want to try teleporting right there. The reversal action's actually going to hit the 5C crash!
C!
Oh
the
my
5C
goodness.
User, Zach coming through.
Okay. He's just going to hit buttons off his own incoming. You are neutral, and Yosuke has faster buttons than Yuzuriya, so he's not going to be able to kill, but it's good enough damage, right? Oh, wait.
Big damage. No, it's not going to be enough. Just barely. He's going to be able to pop resonance. No, just dashing in. Push block. Okay, with Zach, all that chance. He threw out the EX slash and the jump in from King Rosta. You got to remember, this man's going to play in the air. And with a 3-0, King Rosta advances out of the first round here, where King Rosta will be facing the one and only French Whispers in that next round of winners. Good stuff to King Rosta. The King continues his reign.
Well, we'll see if the King continues his reign, because he does have to win the tournament to continue his reign. But for all of Yuzuriya's strengths in zone control, she can put out full screen normals almost, right? The one issue she has because of that range is attack startup. Her moves are incredibly slow on startup, and they have a lot of recovery time. So you're gonna watch Yosuke jump over one of those full screen slashes to finish it off, because look, I mean, she has to recover from it, right? Like, watch, right here, bam, and she could not block that entire time.
Nah, not at all. And it was just like a regular jump. Yosuke just from the back end, just full screen style, and he just knew, and it was a good call out. But there you see the updated bracket as King Rosta does move on to face French Whispers. We have 2 more matches in this first round of the upper bracket, so we will see who will continue advancing on this second side. And, losers, at least everyone still has a chance, double LM, to continue and see if they can't get their piece of that sweet PlayStation monthly Open Series prize.
I mean, if you look at this bracket, I'm definitely not used to Jaju Kakuja J being in losers after the first round. Second round, maybe. Definitely not first round for sure. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, hey, that's what goes on, right? Mr. Rowanism versus Low Lair after this. And then Zero Raziel versus Cax, the other person with the 3-peat, and the other person that a lot of people are looking at to maybe make it into the grand finals, right? But we got other matches to go first. We're going to have Mr. Rowanism and Low Lair. So, Rowanism normally playing Hilda, normally playing Hilda Shie specifically. The last open series, I did see the Seth 9 come out versus Cax as a counter pick, right? So I guess it's not entirely impossible that we might see the Seth again. But I'm going to be looking at Hilda Shie normally for Mr. Rowanism, right?
And, you know, Chie, a strong part of the current meta, right? This character you see right there, highest potential damage output. The right hits and the right setup can literally erase any character, no matter what life they have, out of the game entirely. You know, she has the Meteor Super, we call the Meatballs, that's extremely strong to let her move in because, you know, we can consider one of her weaknesses being the fact that she has to get up close to really start her game plan. But she has the tools to breach, you know, defenses and to breach full screen pressure, and being a 2v2 game can rely on a partner to make it through. So we'll see if Chie can blow it up as she wants to do.
Yeah, I want to say Shie Hilda, but again, totally possible that Mr. Rowanism could go somewhere else. And if it is Shie Hilda, this team is perfectly poised to be able to activate Shie's potential power output, right? Because remember earlier in the matches when we saw Jaju Kakuja J versus French Whispers, we talked about Hilda's 4P, one of her assists. It's the big old stop sign. It takes a while to start up, but it knocks the opponents very high into the air, and then, or it locks them down, which gives Shie a ton of time to either set up a mix-up if it's specifically locked down, or if it hits them, she gets a free power charge, which is how she activates that highest damage output, right? So if she gets a free power charge, anything she presses is going to kill the opponent more than likely. If it doesn't kill them, they are on life support in the hospital, and it's not a good rest of their night.
Exactly. This little high school girl just packs so much power in all those punches, and the fully powered power charge is enough to make any big body or heavy hitter quiver. But never mind that. We're hyping up Chie. She's not here to start it out. We're going to get Seth Hilda once again. We saw that in the first game with French Whispers.
That's right.
And now we're going to see a little bit of a difference here, as we're going to see how Mr. Rowanism's take on this team is going up against one of the most, you know, proverbial teams, one of the mainstays of BB Tag, Ruby Yang.
Yeah, what's interesting too is normally Low Lair plays Ruby Yumi, but pulling out one of the strongest teams that this game has to offer, and already this Seth should be dead off this, I do believe. Oh, no drop!
Okay, and then it's the 4P off of the dive, forcing the sandwich, and wasn't ready for that cross-up. And now Mr. Rowanism has got that full screen pressure, like to switch out, get to Hilda, and let Seth... Oh, Seth is going to heal, but the burst from Yang, Low Lair doesn't get punished, but now he's going to take a bit of damage here.
Okay, reset potential right here. Is it instant overhead? It is, and he blocks it. Gonna try to get punished out of that. Oh, not enough time. He's gonna hit Seth, but thanks to the push block. Okay, if he can... No! Did it too early! So normally the option there... Normally the option right there is to push block the Ruby Super because she travels through you, right? So you don't want her to travel too far away. And so when you push block the Ruby Super, you can stop her from getting far away and you can still punish her. Unfortunately, it looks like Rowanism pressed it too fast.
Yeah. And then just got a little bit of damage there on the Hilda. Not a huge amount. Oh, there comes Yang. The 2B just a little too early. Would have beaten out Hilda's burst there, but... Oh, countering 2B. Gonna use EX to extend this damage, and it's gonna be quite a chunk. Oh, drops to 5A. Doesn't quite get the extra credit. He could have potentially taken Hilda to the brink. And now look at what's happening. Mr. Rowanism bringing it back.
Unfortunately, Ruby is stuck in a sandwich. That was a great super and an even better switch right there for Rowanism. Incredible reaction right there to stop Ruby. That could have been the end of his Hilda, but instead it ended up being the end of Ruby. And now Low Lair's Yang is going to have very little health. She's burning, Semblance activated.
Big, gonna get that free time stop to react and have this pressure get some life back, and nothing scarier than a Yang with level 4 resonance. A lot of meter. You can't press buttons, you can't set up on the ground, you just want to play it out, let that resonance run out. Oh, and finds to hit it with the dive into 4P. That's been the money maker here for Mr. Rowanism. And that's gonna do it with the super.
Combo. But because Low Lair didn't tech out, it's not gonna matter.
Game 1, Mr. Rowanism. What a crazy back and forth, right? You saw so many good hits from Low Lair, but Low Lair couldn't seal the deal. Those crucial drops hurt a bit because you give a team like Seth Hilda more life, and you let Seth run wild, right? So, but still good for Mr. Rowanism, like you mentioned earlier. That one switch out against the Ruby reversal super was so perfect, and not even just the switch, the presence of mind to go for EX lunge to get the punish on the super from that distance was mwah.
It's full screen, so fast, and it's going to get you whatever punish you need. You may not be able to combo after it without an assist, but that's not really the prime directive in that situation. As we get into the second game, though, Rowanism and Low Lair, I think we're going to see that back and forth happen a couple more times where it looks like one person has the upper hand and it's not truly the case.
I like that. Jumping back into the orb, trying to maybe hit it or just block it to cancel it out and land on the ground. Ooh, finds a hit. Got that full screen pressure. Gonna get the tag out? No.
It's gonna switch here in just a sec. There it is.
Didn't CC in time. I like that. Making the 5C a lot more safe because the orb was out and it was a factor. Reversal gets punished.
Oh, and thanks to Hilda's tracking ability, was able to make sure that that combo landed perfectly without any issue. Uses the cross raid to get that active switch buff, it looks like.
Yeah, I like the decision. Really good mechanic in this game, and I like when players use it to good effect. Oh, tries to get a grab, but looks like Mr. Rowanism was ready, and now Mr. Rowanism is dictating the whole pace of this second game.
Yeah. Oh, the orb is actually going to help out. Gets a full combo off it thanks to the high amount of stun.
Yeah, his orb setups, his placements of those have just been crucial and really strong in all this. Oop, jump C, didn't get the cancel because I think the side swap made it a little bit tough, but gonna cash out with a super here. Gonna go for 2. No, just
okay. Oh, dropped it.
No,
that's a free punish. No, doesn't actually end up getting it. I guess maybe he was worried about the active frames being able to hit him afterwards or something, but opened up low and another big drop.
Watch your bomb, but looks like Low Lair's getting one more life here. Looks like Rowanism's the one giving the opponent a second chance. And you can't do that with Yang. She's not in Semblance yet. So that'll be a big factor here when she is enabled in that. Be it by chip or getting hit. There's not enough meter on Mr. Rowanism's side to just end her as fast as possible. Okay, a little bit of chip. Almost to Semblance. Not quite. I know that's what Low Lair wants. We're already in Rampage time. When the clock gets down to 80 seconds or less, both players will passively gain meter in a fast way. So you see both players almost have full bar. Here comes Resonance.
And caught the air-to-air right there as well on Hilda. Can get the full conversion off this. The burst is available though. Not gonna use it because he was worried about the active switch. That was really good from Low Lair to use the specific assist from Ruby to make it so that if any burst came out, it would be ineffectual and he could kill the character at the same time.
12K! Thank you, Rampage time. Thank you for giving me like 5 bar to play with. All this damage here, and you see Mr. Rowanism use that as well. It's gonna be the regular level 1 super. 5C! Beats the normal. Oh my god, here we go. Last characters.
Yeah, it looks like he tried to throw tech right there, and because 5C is airborne, it's not gonna work. Oh, but he caught him trying to press buttons.
5C again, that's a very dangerous game. 5B gets a hit.
Oh, Astral? Let's go!
Astral! Let's go!
This might be the first Astral I've seen in the Open Series. We finally get to see it here at the end of the year. Yang finishing it off 1-1. Let's go!
That's only the second game. You gotta save that for the finals, but no. You want to go for optimal combos, right? Nothing's more optimal than tossing that Astral in there and just putting a bow on it and wrapping that up right quick. Oh my goodness, Low Lair. Good stuff.
You're totally right. Nothing is more optimal than instantly killing the opponent, because that's what Astral does. It instantly kills the opponent. No matter what their health value is at.
Damage. Just cash out with all that. And you know what? Nice part too. You saw like the air combo switch sides. So I'm glad had the right timing to make sure Yang was facing the right way to ensure that combo finished.
Well, you saw Low Lair specifically jumped backwards instead of jumped forwards to ensure that there was no side switch shenanigans there.
Yep.
Oh, speaking of side switch shenanigans.
Oh, that button. So strong. Given, she got the ability to special cancel it, right? In one of the patches. So yeah, it's something that you can't just throw out there sometimes, but with an assist, might as well.
Great throw tech leading to the situation right here for Low Lair. Mr. Rowanism playing on the defense, and okay, he was able to defensively call out the throw. He's gonna get a knockdown on this one, setting up the sandwich. Here we go. You gotta be able to block this one.
Nope. They don't mix up.
The
He comes out and the whip.
I mean, Rowanism tried. Unfortunately, the spacing was just not right. Gonna double super here, probably to attempt to kill. No, it wasn't going to, so just opted to keep the bar and go for the setup.
Oh. And because Seth is off the screen, the orb still persisted. Got the hit. Gonna super.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
Burning
Gold.
Absolutely. Get out of here.
Gold.
What a dub. And that is the power of Yang's semblance.
Oh, punish. Yeah, no matter what, one of those two characters was gonna die. Mr. Rowanism basically just chose which one he wanted to go down. Gonna activate Resonance here, possibly? Yeah.
The jump out, not wanting to be sandwiched. The reversal beats out the 5B. Wake up, Burning Gold gets tossed. Low Lair almost threw his Yang away, but manages to survive. Just a little bit more. Nice reversal. Beating out the overhead.
Oh, caught him jumping and then killed Yang.
Catches the Yang.
Oh my goodness! And again, catching him jumping. Wait a minute. There's not a lot of health for Rowanism, but if he can continue these hits, one more knockdown pressure.
Has to be careful here. Ruby has a lot of bar and has a great full screen super of her own.
Yeah, exactly, and definitely does not have the health to take a single hit. Got him on the backswing. Oh my god, the reflection's gonna miss! This is how you fail to come back!
This is Hilda using, 1,000 knives with 1,000 cuts, just whittling out Low Lair's life little by little. But Low Lair still just needs one hit. That wasn't it. Jump reversal! Wow!
I can't handle it, Raph. My heart is beaten at 1,000 right now.
Like that reversal covers so much range, but there's a huge blind spot on top of her head. If you can clear that hurdle and just get on top of Hilda just like that, like you saw right there. Perfect, just jump and get the punish because there's so much delay on that. It's not the fastest reversal, but with the ability to control so much airspace and horizontal space, it suffers from a long lag time. And good stuff from Low Lair, taking the set so far to 2-1, needing one more to win it.
Game number 4. Will Rowanism be able to get around this Ruby Yang? Well, I mean, that's always one way to start it right there, is with the cross-up stop sign.
Kept his team, didn't want to try to risk the Chie, which, against a Yang, I don't really blame not wanting to go that route. But good start here. Big for Mr. Rowanism. Just getting some nice damage, trying to get some setup here. But the air uppercut works out. That one's not air unblockable, but it does have invulnerability.
Yep. That's all they needed right there for Low Lair, just to be able to get out of the setup, because Yang was on life support. She's going to heal a ton of that health back as Ruby's going to try to fight solo. Unfortunately, big stop sign coming out. Oh, the orb didn't connect, so he was unable to continue the combo.
Ooh, gets a hit there, pressing in there. Looks like Low Lair is not having a good time here. Suffering just a bit. Here comes the 4P from Yang into CC.
Really good push block right there from Rowanism. The active switch is going to put her in hybrid. He's got both characters. This is huge.
The first happy birthday we're going to see so far, EX's, has a lot of bar here. Oh, it doesn't get anything more, but the 5C! The 5C!
The jump C.
Oh, jump C, too many C's. I'm seeing stars is what's happening right now. And so is Rowanism. Down is Hilda.
Oh, well, he's trying to see the path to victory right now as he is fighting back. He took down that Yank for just a moment. What a confirm right there in the air! Pulling out all the stops is Low Lair, but Rowanism unfazed, trying to make it forward, trying to hit Ruby. He's got a lot of damage on her, and he's got a lot of bar, yeah. Swords are coming out. Nice block of the low again.
Jumps over, the overhead, but recovered in time, and the reversal connects. And now, Yang versus Hilda. Hops Resonance, nice tech with the grab.
Does not have that bar to work with like normal. Got counter hit. That's gonna do it. Low Lair finishing it off right there in the most Yang Xiaolong way possible with the 5B. Incredible.
Oh, the jump B wasn't enough. I mean, Hilda's a tall lass. So finding that early jump B and then just hitting that 5B, use that armor, get that duff, and Mr. Rowanism just getting punched right into the loser's bracket. Good stuff from Low Lair.
Oh my god, that match was incredibly good. I cannot believe it. At first, we were looking at a lot of the drops, right? Like, in the very beginning of the set, it looked a little bit on, you know, people were trying to find their bearings. First match of the day after top 16, right? And then just turning it up to 11 with the reactions on being able to punish supers, with the decision making, the reactions to tech throws, like they just made sure nothing was ever going to stop them at any time, and that's why Low Lair is going to be moving on through this bracket.
That was almost a second Astral for that set. If that last jump C didn't kill, it would have been another one to seal it on there. And you know, Low Lair just having a great run and that confidence boost, right? Winning that set after losing that first game, running it back 3 games straight, and now it's sitting pretty here. It's looking pretty good as Low Lair is going to await the winner of the next match, and we see some losers action happen as well.
Live updates.
Yep. Jaju taking it over Squall the Blade, advancing further into the loser side.
And that was 2-3, so that was real close. Squall making it to top 8, almost defeating Jaju Kakuja J, who is normally one of our further bracket runners in the Open Series. So, you know, obviously got to give it up to Squall the Blade, Zach CC, super good performance. But unfortunately, when you make it to top 8 in the Open Series, you are fighting some of the strongest players available, and it just kind of happens like that. Up next, though, we do have Zero Raziel and Cax444, and the loser of that is going to be fighting Mr. Rowanism, and the winner of that is going to be fighting the energizing Low Lair at this point.
Yeah, we want to see that tap point, right? So you're still not in that top 4 territory yet. You don't get a nice chunk of that PlayStation Open Series prize. So we want to make sure you're working your way through. You know, we want to win one more round after that. So I want to see how out of these two, what happens. We've seen, you know, a little bit of upsets, not huge, but they've been there so far. And here's another opportunity as Zero Raziel is going up against one of the grand finals mainstays, Cax. Like you mentioned before, Cax started the PlayStation Open Series like as a whole with a big 3-peat, and then has been in grand finals each time after, losing though to King Rosta. So if there's anybody who wants to shift the storyline back in their favor, who wants to come out as a protagonist, it's Cax right here, trying to maybe get 4 and be the one to say, I'm the one who got 4 wins. But we'll see what Zero Raziel has to say about that.
So Cax in particular, we have seen this team, and basically only this team outside of one character switch that we've seen one time to a Carmine versus King Rosta, but it's more than likely going to be Aegis Elizabeth. This team has just incredible mobility and the ability to make their mix-ups basically unseen thanks to Elizabeth's laser beam, and obviously the high speed of Aegis's ability to do high and low attacks around the same timing, to be honest. That's not something that you're normally ready for. On the other side, we have Zero Raziel, whom we've seen in the Open Series before. We've seen it in some of the other EU events as on top of that. I think they're a Noel player, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so Cax specifically, because DC, who is normally the other commentator for the Open Series and BB Tag, is not here, I'm just gonna say it for him. The Cax is backs. That's his signature line. I gotta get one in there. I hope you're doing well, DC. I don't know if you're watching right now, but Merry Christmas and whatnot. Have a Happy New Year, please. But yeah, so Cax is the one person who has put a dent in the King's armor in King Rosta. So Zero Raziel is going to have quite the hill to climb right now.
Big time. And with the Noelle pick, so Noelle is someone you don't really see often, especially in the online open series. So it's going to be interesting how she's going to get around a lot of what the Elizabeth assist can do. There's a Yang in the back. So if you can get Yang enabled and get something going, and Yang has the reversal dies.
Yeah, because of the invincibility on Noelle's drive, the bullet dance that you see her doing, where she's just stringing together a ton of attacks while she's like dancing, basically. Some of those moves have either full invincibility or invincibility to mid/highs, right? So like, one of the big things is it can go through that reversal action, and it can go through other things. The reset, though!
The reset! Has an uppercut. Has an air reversal action. Yang could have popped out of it and done something of her own, but, didn't have the opportunity. Maybe have awareness for next time. Okay, jump up. That jump A. Pretty solid button there.
This is gonna hurt. It's not gonna kill because he doesn't have bar, but it's the setup afterwards.
Oh,
yeah, it's
the
gonna end up being the crash. Still alive. He didn't get a Marvelous. I think a Marvelous would have killed him.
Okay, but the Rekka does it. Okay, the Rekka after that push block, always a nice option. Yang is never out of your face. It's so hard to push block her and keep her backwards, either with her EX Fireball or just like the 214A, just charging through with the elbow. You really have to be, cognizant and patient. Even if you do push block her and think you can take your turn against Yang, it's a push block is just a sign to a Yang player that says, I will burning gold if you think it's your turn. If you force this full screen space, I don't care. You're gonna get ducked and set to next week. It'll be 2021 in this case.
Well, I mean, hey, first game already to Zero Raziel at this point, which is already a big. And he's got a happy birthday. Two characters, one of them drops out, but I mean, it doesn't matter as long as he's got some damage on somebody.
Big grab. I love how you saw the bullet dance go through the Gatling assist. Or the Gatling came out and Noelle just did not care 1 ounce. Elizabeth gets checked low. He's gonna get the punish on the burst here. Zero Raziel. The pressure is working.
I think that, from what I'm noticing here, Cax doesn't really know how to fight Noelle bullet dance. Normally, this is something that's at a higher level. A lot of people have figured out how to fight against, and it's nowhere near as effective as it normally looks because they know how to defeat the invincibility or how to get around it and then punish. But Cax doesn't seem to be able to get around it so far. Got to run the Yang jump B though. Gonna knock down here. Big damage.
Nice. Good damage off the bat.
That's death.
Yeah, double super is gonna do it.
Put him in the coffin.
Put him in the coffin. Yep.
Graveyard's gonna be full tonight.
Okay. Noelle gets her burst out, and then just tech into bullet dance. Gonna get blessed. Doesn't get the full combo here, but the pressure keeps going with the CC.
Ooh, nice Megiddo fire right there to be able to keep the pressure going. Recognize that the assist wasn't going to be able to hit before bullet dance, covered the option. So Megiddo fire is going to cover that instead. Noelle is on life support at this point.
Oh my god, the uppercut that worked out didn't kill though. Noelle still has an opportunity here. Gets the shot, but doesn't get the combo continuer. Oh, it's just deadly. Is it going to go for air super here? No, just going to get hit by the Megiddo fire. That's going to do it.
Super good there from Cax. I think he started to recognize that he can't go that all-in offense, and he can't bet it all on black and hold forward. That normally works out really, really well for Aigis because, of course, that's a really strong option for Aigis. She has incredible offensive capabilities, right? But when your opponent has fully to almost fully invincible moves that they can use to get out of pressure, you really have to watch out with that kind of strategy. You cannot go all in. You have to wait it out. And Cax started to adapt to that. So that's really good so far. But the thing about that is that leaves Zero Raziel the chance to react and adapt.
Yeah. But we'll see. I like what Cax's game plan, like you mentioned. He's switching it up a bit and keep your distance. Let Noelle hang herself. But that switch is going to pay the price for it. Again, Elizabeth taking so much damage already, getting hit twice again. Burst is available. Just going to bring it out. Okay, let her survive and attack. Bullet dance, the overhead. It's going to break the low. It's just been the right check for Raziel, who's just calling out with the low crush.
Yeah, so he tried to use the low there to beat the other bullet dance, but he went for the one that beats lows, so that was definitely one of those I know that you know moments. Caught him on the cross-up. First comes out, this should be a big damage on this Yang.
Oh yeah, you see it coming through. It's gonna get the Megiddo into the knockdown here, but the armor into reversal. That was cute. I like that from Cax.
That was super smart. Incredibly good reactions right there to save that Elizabeth. He's gonna be able to punish this Yang, get a full combo.
That was good.
She has burst, but if you burst, you leave Noelle to death.
Super pretty gold!
Yes! Oh my god, it killed!
Jeez, God! Elizabeth sent back to the Velvet Room, but the burst gets punished. So now it's going to be down to Noelle versus Aegis. Nice jump back, jump C, and that's going to do it.
Man, yeah, that loss for Cax's Elizabeth was actually about to be a pretty big deal for a moment there, because a 2v1 situation in this game, regardless of your health value, can be pretty detrimental, right? Your opponent can have full health, you can have less than half on both of your characters, but you could still be at advantage, and they could be in a very precarious situation. But Cax kept his composure, took a deep breath, was able to make it happen, baited out the throw tech for Zero Raziel, which caused the counter hit, and was able to take down that Noelle, and now we are at 2-1.
Yeah, that's going to be a great set so far. Cax showing why he's a mainstay, why he's gotten to the grand finals and won these events as much as he has, because his ability to adapt. You know, he might not switch his teams in that way, but his strength with his team. Look how much damage already. 10k! 10k!
Ooh, command grab!
At round start, command grab too! There's a burst is coming through. No punish on that though. Had to burst out at some point. Has to be careful with the Yang. Let her get some life back, but this is scary. Oh, the tornado coming in.
Yeah, super good Garudine right there into the active switch to be able to cover as many options as possible. Yang is almost dead. Noelle is going to take a ton and go for it.
Yo! Super into... Oh my god. Oh my god, the mortars! Wow, the call out. I don't care about your resonance or semblance. These bombs are so active with the EX. That was what a call out. I like that. Wow,
yeah,
wow.
It snowballed downhill the second that Zero Raziel went for the burst at round start, because that burst at round start was in a burst safe situation, right? That combo was specifically that Elizabeth was going to hit while Aegis could block, and then after that he could never find offensive footing again. He was pretty much always on the defense, because no matter what, Cax was set up in a specific way that two characters would be so far away from each other that Noelle Bullet Dance could not cover every option. And then the Wake Up Super, which he had yet to do, Zero Raziel was not ready for, got hit by the meat order, was just not ready for anything at that point.
Nope. But Cax was ready. Cax, who lost a round in that, but turned it in spectacular fashion with the speed run to close the set, is going to be facing Low Lair in round 2 of winners. And then on opposite end, again, as you see, French Whispers going up against King Rosta. So those 4 are in contention to be put into the prize and also keep going further in this event and try to solidify as the last champion here of the PlayStation Open Series.
So, I mean, the way I have seen Low Lair and French Whispers play today, I wonder if we could see a change-up in things going on. Now, to be fair, many times we have seen King Rosta win. It has been from loser's bracket. So, if he goes down to loser's bracket, that in no way, shape, or form puts his ability to win out of my mind at all.
I mean, it could go a lot of ways at this point. Everybody's warmed up and raring to go, but they're gonna have to wait just a little bit as we're gonna throw it to a quick break. But stay tuned here on the PlayStation Open Series December monthly finals for Europe and BB Tag in just a bit. So we'll see you soon.
So what could have happened again? Got his job. Oh my God, it's overhead. He's got a chance, DC.
PlayStation.
The EU November monthly finals for BB Tag came back once again to give us one of the most consistent events the community has to offer. Starting from our first semifinals, Cax defeats Mr. Rowanism Shie Hilda, but despite the switch to 9 Seth, Cax still finishes the job without being touched. Moving on to our second semifinals, which saw King Rosta versus Jaju Kakuja J, who unfortunately, but graciously, had to forfeit due to the connectivity issues, which paved the way for His Highness to be able to move on to Winners Finals.
That is totally respectable.
For the Winners Finals, Cax and King Rosta went toe-to-toe in a very close match that's become staple here in the Open Series. Both players fought desperately to secure the grand final seat, but in the end, it was Cax who was able to take the win with some killer moves on his own part. With the losers finals being between Retro Monkey Sage and King Rosta, the players experienced more technical issues.
This is gonna be a ping test.
Retro Monkey Sage was disqualified by coin flip.
It's too meta.
Really?
Apparently, Retro Monkey Sage wanted Tails because his name is Monkey.
Giving King Rosta a spot in the grand finals to face Cax 444. Grand finals between Cax and King Rosta kept us on the edge of our seat, with King Rosta pulling off a reverse sweep to reset the bracket.
Oh, that was so smart.
The second set was no less exciting as it came down to a final game, with King Rosta securing the win and the Grand Champion title for the EU Open Series Monthly Finals for the third time in a row. Not to be shown up, the North American Monthly Finals were equally as exciting, so let's jump ahead to the semifinals. Alex8721 took on one of our previous Open Series champions, Tempest NY. Despite two very close games, Tempest NY secured the victory 3-1, advancing to Winners Finals. In the second semifinals, Chop Suey 341, making their Open Series debut, also faced another previous Open Series champion, Razo Sharp. Chop Suey gave initial pressure taking early games, but Razo Sharp summoned the strength of a champion to come back and take the set.
Oh,
The Winners Finals saw the two previous champions, Tempest NY and Razo Sharp, pitted against each other. Despite some of the clutch moments on both sides, Tempest NY showed no fear and swept 3-0 to advance onto the Grand Finals. In the Losers Finals, Razo faced off against Alex in some intense matches. Razo came out strong, but in the third game, Alex showed some retaliation by switching to Yosuke Labris. Razo, however, was able to emerge victorious in Game 4 and moved on to the Grand Finals. The Grand Finalists Razo Sharp and Tempest NY both fought hard to be the first repeat champion for the NA side. It was Tempest NY, however, who was triumphant, pulling off a 3-0 sweep and adding another BB Tag Open Series trophy to his mantle.
PlayStation.
And welcome back. I'm Wrath, joined with Ebonic Plague, and we're continuing on our trek through the PlayStation Open Series December monthly finals here for BB Tag with some more winners bracket action. How's everything been going for you so far, Ebonic? How's this action been to you?
I feel like I say this a lot, but some of these matches I can't handle, and it just keeps happening. And this time earlier in the bracket than we're used to seeing, because normally in the Open Series, we see at the very start, it's some 3-0s, maybe a 3-1, you know. These matches have been close through and through. It has been hard to call some of these. The only ones that I feel like we've really gotten for sure have been the Cax win and the King Rosta win. All right, those are the only ones we've been, you know, where we can call that and be not too surprised by it, right? However, the other matches that happened here in the winners brackets with French Whispers and Low Lair, those were a little bit different. And we are going to see those two fight the people that we normally feel like, okay, yeah, you can get that W. Because French Whispers versus King Rosta is the first one we're launching right now.
Yeah, and if there was ever going to be an upset in this event, if there was ever a time for it, it is right exactly now. The story of the PlayStation Open Series in Europe has been between King, Rosta, and Cax at the end of every month, and these other players, Low Lair and French Whispers, would love nothing more to change the story, to write history. Let's get to it. All right.
That's
King
a good
Rosta-
way to start, already by negating that hide assist. That's one of the big things, is either negating Yosuke or negating the hide assist. A lot of the time, the hide assist is the bigger factor because it allows for Yosuke to move forward with impunity, right? But okay, caught him. Not going to be able to convert off it because he didn't have the assist. But that's
I like
stop
that
sign.
both are going with their tried and true teams. You're always going to see King Rosta with that Yosuke hide, and French Whisper, Seth Hilda wants that mobility plus that assist package. So it's like two flavors of the same kind of team if you think about it.
Yeah, just actually, that I feel like it's like French vanilla versus vanilla or something like that, right? French whispers.
I see.
But I'm
good
sorry,
start.
I had to get one in there.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. I could go for some French vanilla right now, but French Whispers with a good lead, controlling the pace and not afraid to run. There is no penalty for running away in BB tag compared to other games. So just being able to play Hilda and back up like that, control that distance, and make it frustrating to get through. Wake up's uppercut into EX sandwich. What's the mix?
Oh,
There it
my
is.
goodness. Yeah, didn't know which side it was going to be on because that could have been a 3-frame gap. Caught the orb right there. That's going to hit. Can he get the assist in time? He does.
Yes.
And so he should be able to kill. Oh, my goodness. French Whispers
goodness.
delaying that combo long enough to be able to make sure they can get the damage output. Super smart first game.
Wow. French Whispers out the gate with a strong first round. You saw the assist placement was great. The mix-up pressure came out through extremely well. Again, he labels himself French Whispers, but he is roaring right now. He's saying it with his chest. He's not telling you sweet nothings in your ear. He's got the megaphone on full blast. He's gonna be deaf by the time this is over.
Well, we still got a couple more games going because we're only going into game 2 right now. And already with the EX shown right there, the Moonsault's going to try and stop the lunge, but no dice because the stop sign stops that.
And even Yosuke has to respect the stop sign. You know, Hilda's 4P, just the presence there is huge. Nice blocks on the mix-ups. Gets his turn, and the Pale Bringer assist is going to do a little something. But stop sign again. Hyde can't really come out to do any kind of assist because that 4P from Hilda is just not just stopping Yosuke, but stopping Hyde as well. Nice block.
Yeah, stop the burst, in fact. Stopping everything right now is Hilda. He's going to be able to get a knockdown here. Obviously not a big enough damage because it is Hilda, but the sandwich is the big part right here. Oh, it was on the other side and a low. Unfortunately not able to fully combo off it, but caught him at the top of the screen, was looking for the burst. King Rosta didn't fight, and now he still has to deal with the mix-up again. Burst is still available.
Oh my god, okay. Gets out there, nice backdash, and French Whispers again, like, I'm cool hanging out back here. EX neutral skip doesn't work because of the reversal. And what good placement of the set. Assist on the CC, gets the dive, and French Whispers looking poised to take a second game.
Got to be able to make it through Resonance Yosuke right now. It's only Resonance level 2, so he doesn't have access to a bunch of extra meter health regen, but gonna do at least a nice amount of damage on Hilda there.
The car comes down, gonna force the block.
Both characters!
Oh no! Didn't call the assist in time, but Hilda gets out. Thanks to Tentarafu only hitting one character. So that really was a payoff for Hilda there. Big grab, yep. That is kind of the classic go-to in this game of I need to get some damage quickly. Oh no!
Oh my
Reversal
goodness, this
miss.
is turned around so quickly, Raph, right there with one missed reversal action. There's still level 4 Resonance to set. The orb is gonna hit.
Yosuke got hit!
Oh, he
Doesn't get
almost
the
got the
conversion.
combo. Okay, they are both flipping around. There's the conversion! Oh my goodness, he can get super off this, I believe. And that can waste all of the resonance time.
If not outright kill.
Oh, that's gonna kill.
It's enough! Yep, there it is.
Oh my goodness.
What a comeback there from the king who reigns supreme. King Rosta, good stuff. Bringing that back, tying it up 1-1.
Walking down his floral regal carpet, trying to reclaim his throne. It's a slow walk, but because he's a king, it needs to be dramatic, right?
With the amount of stop signs in his way, he has to take his time. He's a king. He obeys his rules. And no bigger rule to follow than watch out for Hilda 4P, because that's, you know, the moneymaker here so far for French Whispers. All right, game 3.
Already a sandwich opportunity. I think this has happened to King Rosta pretty much every round start. Has set up the sandwich, got the full conversion there. Just gonna cash out on damage because the burst was available. So, you know, take about a third of Yosuke's life. We'll take that because you can try and stop sign. Yeah, exactly.
The range, not that you know, reversal is just trolling it. Yosuke wants to be in the air, but Hilda, oh my god, how many reversals are just gonna come out and work? Oh, punishes the burst. He's gonna get a full confirm here. There's gonna be a lot of damage on Hyde.
Unfortunately dropping it, but it's gonna get that hit. Another big drop. EX neutral skip comes out, but he was jumping already. Yeah, we talked about this previously in the Open Series many times, how Hilda has all the tools to stop Yosuke's movement. All the tools, whether she's on point or as an assist, and it is shining through beautifully for French Whispers, because not only is it hitting Yosuke, but already hitting Hyde. Hyde's down. Yosuke's very close to it.
Okay, 4P. Oh, perfect timing. Found the gap to try to bring this back, but it's only level 1 resonance. There's not a lot of meter here either on French Whisper's side. He's gonna have to control. Yeah, 4P is gonna control everything here. It's really scary. There's not much way around it. Reversal works.
Caught the run up. Yeah, he caught him running forward. I guess maybe he wasn't ready for the active switch right there. And French Whispers is at 2 games at this point. And that game particularly looked super good for him.
Yeah, all the reversals from Hilda were working. You know, he couldn't get anything going with his Yosuke. His mobility was just detrimental there. Being airborne, you know, the floor is lava. Can work out in Yosuke's favor, but this is a volcano that's erupting, that's reaching high into the sky, and Yosuke can't get away.
The floor is lava, the sky is lava, everywhere is lava.
Please make it stop. Okay, there's the 4P, there's the CC, gonna get the conversion, and there's no burst available because he did the assist.
Caught him again on the moonsault. He does have burst back, and I think that's why he did the jump back on that one. He was trying to prepare for Hyde. He got the Yosuke. There's no burst on this one, but he has no bar, so he has to cross raid for the minimum damage.
Still a lot of damage. Yosuke has to get out of there. Lost so much life. Now Hyde really by himself here. He might have an EX neutral skip, but it doesn't really amount to much because Hilda can. We've seen French Whispers bait it out a lot.
Yeah, I think specifically. Oh wow, caught the throw. Okay, with no fear whatsoever, throwing on Wake Up. He's gonna set up the possible sandwich here. Great push block on the assist, but unfortunately that doesn't fully get you out of dodge at this point.
Set up with the orb, bringing back Hilda. I like that to maybe beat out reversal at the start of that. Oh, the EX lunge.
He was looking for burst. Not gonna happen right there. Looking for burst again, and he picked Yosuke to go down. Cross raid to finish that character off. Now Hyde coming in, runs his face directly into the blades, and French Whispers putting King Rosta into the lower bracket.
Oh my god. King Rosta, the 3-time champ, sent to losers, where he may unlock his full potential, but great stuff. Great stuff there to French Whispers with a dominating performance to go into winners finals here. Look at this. I want to see the setup here coming up. The burst safe setup with Seth that he put together here with the orb and the cross up. It was just masterful. It's gonna come up here in just a moment.
But like there was that part where you're specifically talking about how he played around.
Look at that. Oh, that was so beautiful. That mix up into burst bait was just gorgeous. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, he was specifically playing around that EX neutral skip as well, right before that burst safe setup too, just like you had mentioned early on in the match, how the second there was a full screen situation, rather than put out Hilda's incredible full screen normals, just jumped, right? Because EX neutral skip does not reach in the air. It's just full screen on the ground. So you jump, you negate that option, and then you let the set assist do the rest of the work on the ground, and you cover anything that Hyde can throw at you.
Yeah, just prepared for the match, 100%. French Whispers did their homework and came through with like a textbook of how to beat King Rosta, right? He needs to lend that book to Cax, because that might be the differentiator, helping him take down if he gets to it. We'll see the story is still in play to see how this can end, but I love what I saw there, and you know what's really nice too is that French Whispers in the money. French Whispers made it to, you know, lowest
Guaranteed
they can get
top
is
4.
3rd place. So they're gonna get a nice chunk of change for the finals there. So good stuff to them. And now, you know, we're going into our next match here in the winners bracket between Low Lair and Cax to see who will also be put into this top 4.
Yeah, so Cax, the other 3-peat champion, not on the current 3-peat streak like King Rosta was, but still a 3-peat champion nonetheless, going up against Low Lair, whom we saw put up an excellent performance in the previous match. We talked about at the very beginning how both French Whispers and Low Lair easily have the capacity to take down these two titans, right? And I mean, we've already seen one go down. He is in the lower bracket, and he has won many a tournament from the lower bracket, however. So
Yes.
I do not count King Rosta out just yet. However, I mean, but the way French Whispers won that last one, if Low Lair is able to put up a similar type of fight, we may see a completely new Open Series champion at this point.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, if Cax gets sent to losers, right, that means Cax or King Rosta, only one of them can potentially make it to grand finals. So we're going to see a different grand finals if that happens. We're putting a lot on Low Lair. No pressure, though. He has his work cut out for him, and Cax is probably like, no, the story must continue. I am the main character, and I'm just setting up for a big win to cap off the year. We're going to see as the matching Ruby Yang coming out for Low Lair one more time, and
They're
Cax
sisters.
sticking to his guns. Yep.
They got a match, right? They woke up in the morning in their dorm room and they decided to pick out their clothes together. You know, it was easy. Same thing happened with Igus and Elizabeth, apparently.
All right, here we go. Getting to start off. So let's talk about the matchup real quick. So you have Ruby Yang versus Elizabeth and Igus. What do you think is going to come out of here?
So with the armor, yeah, I was gonna say with the armor that Yang presents on both jumping and grounded normals, Igus actually has a lot of trouble air to airing versus Yang, right? So that's why you saw Low Lair immediately go for that jump forward, jumping B to be able to hit.
Okay, gets to switch from full screen. It's going to be some nice damage there. You want to control the pacing of this, and you want to put that pressure on. Like, yeah, Ruby's got great mobility, but it doesn't matter if she's just stuck blocking. Nice block on that burst.
That's gonna hurt quite a bit. It's not gonna kill, obviously, but I mean, hey, one more touch might do it. Yeah, there's no burst available. We're gonna be doing. Oh no, big drop! I burned. Semblance activated.
Okay, nice, not to do anything. Good stuff there, but the 4P, Ruby's 4P still in contention as one of the best 4Ps in the game. Fast, great range, and I guess it's gone.
That should be a death. If it's not, it would be incredibly close, but I'm pretty sure it's gone.
Oh yeah, you know how much damage this does on the CC, yeah. 11K cashing out, and what a turnaround is. Now it's just down to Elizabeth.
Oh,
wait a minute.
No, that was meant to be a push block right there to be able to get Elizabeth away. Super smart mind charge, right? Gotta make something happen. Unfortunately, the combo drop is gonna make that a less smart mind charge. Because, oh my god, happy birthday, that's gonna kill!
But the anti-air, beautiful stuff. Oh my god, Cax, no fear to throw out the crouching anti-air, catching both characters on the sandwich, and it worked out so well. The bravery of this man, Cax, good stuff.
I can't believe. First it was like mind charge, super smart idea, right? You'll be able to get the kill on Ruby normally because mind charge, it takes away your health. But it does two things. It powers Liz up by putting her in awakening mode, which she gets when she hits 30% health. And two, for all that health you spent, you gain that amount of meter as well. So she has full meter, right? So Cax was going to be able to cash out, finish off that Ruby. But the combo drop into the sandwich then made it seem like Cax was about
scared
to die. And then they got the happy birthday. So I mean, never give up, really. That's just kind of the moral of the story there.
That's BB Tag. Never quit. You never know. But big start there for Cax. Getting some damage here. Being the first to CC, get that pressure going. And yeah, having the block, I guess, is almost futile when the perfect pressure is going. Her high-low mix-up is so strong. Her Orgia mode, where she's able to cancel her normals into dashes. Oh gosh, here we go. Ruby down to low life. Can't really get out, but the hard tag works out. Yank taking some damage for it though.
And switches right back in there. It's going to build so much extra bar because of that. And uses it on the hard knockdown. I like that.
4P again for Movie.
Oh, what a
whiff.
backdash!
What a whiff. Super with this thing backed up. Yeah, that was nice. If you're not reversaling at that time, you're not gonna win out.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe they tried to input something, because they were blocking before the super activated, right? So they probably tried to input something to beat both Elizabeth and Aegis, but not going to end up working out. Ruby's dead. Unrelenting Fire is going to go out. Still some bar. Got the hit. Oh, no, big drop right there. And then the anti-air from Cax.
Wow.
That's going to finish the character off. That could have been Elizabeth out of here and Aegis coming in, but unfortunately, not enough right there, and Cax is now at 2 games.
2 strong games. I mean, the EX command grab coming out, or rather, the unblockable on standing, right? That coming out there instead of a super or even like EX punches, that hurt so much. Low Lair needed that to shift the momentum and potentially get that kill on Elizabeth, but that drop just cost him so much. And the awareness from Cax to hit that anti-air again, ending 2 games the same way, just lifted her book up and just Oh, good. That was good. That was just really good from Cax. I'm super impressed with how they're playing right now.
Definitely one of the reasons they are a 3P champion here in the Open Series, or a Grand Final staple, is going to be able to punish that Yang 5B. Burst is available, but it's not going to be enough damage to scare Low Lair, I feel like. This may end up being a burst-worthy point, though. Oh, no! You're not going to get the chance!
Yeah, I guess super adept at getting those bursts, or rather the uppercuts, and forcing out reversal actions and punishing them, so already Yang at low life, but
oh my goodness! And he's got 4 bars and cross combo, but drop right there, super unfortunate.
Yeah, I like that. Check the Yang, let her just leave, but still big damage here coming out from Low Lair. Is he gonna cash out? No. Super no!
Okay, no super on the side of Low Lair, but he's gonna be able to hit Cax's Aegis. That's gonna put both characters closer to the red life. Gonna put him real low, knockdown situation. Okay, great push block to be able to get out of the overhead possibility, and Low Lair is going to get opened up low. Cax is going to be able to push him all the way full screen.
Low Lair not spending the bar on either of those 2 hits is going to come back to haunt him. He, let down a lot of potential damage, let Aegis run back free again, table for 2 does connect, the command grab does not work, and now this is going to be a potentially dead Yang on this.
May not have to spend any bar at all. Yeah,
nice.
We're just going to go for the cross raid if completely necessary at that point. Got the hit. He's going to have the assist come back. He actually could cross combo, and I wonder if that'll do it.
There's a lot of scaling already, but there's potential with the cross combo super. Let's see what optimal damage is. Take it to the wall.
Moment of truth. Here we go on the DHC.
Put him in a coffin.
Oh!
It's enough! Just enough! Cax takes that 3-0, a clean sweep, sending Low Lair to the loser's bracket.
There was several different times where I felt Low Lair was in control, had a couple of really strong options available to them, but unfortunately was unable to close it out. Cax showing the champion that they are, keeping it through and through the whole thing, moving on to this winners finals. And I mean, yeah, from one stray hit, knowing that you have this amount of damage available to you thanks to the amount of bar you've built, thanks to how long Elizabeth combos can take to build back that assist gauge so you can do this right here, that was great team awareness from Cax. Knows his characters better than any other at this point.
Yeah, he's been playing this team and sticking to it, and you see all of that knowledge paying off. And Low Lair played their hearts out, but just, again, holding on to that bar really cost him that. Now, with Cax in Winners Finals, no stranger to Winners Finals, is going to be facing French Whispers a little later to see who gets the Grands.
So that would be what we have for the upper bracket finals. You guys are going to check out that lower bracket right now. It's going to be Low Lair versus Jaju Kakuja J, King Rosta versus Mr. Rowanism.
All right, so we'll get those the following matches a little bit later. So we take one more small break before we go into the upper bracket finals between Cax and French Whispers. So thank you for sticking with us here in the PlayStation Open Series December monthly finals for Europe BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. Don't go nowhere though, more action coming right at you very soon.
Really struggling with the solo Kakuja. Oh no! Oh my god, it's over! He's got a chance, DC!
PlayStation.
Welcome back to the PS4 Tournament's Open Series. We have been going through this bracket. We have been seeing some crazy matches I just wasn't ready for at all. But because this is the last Open Series event for BB Tag of the year, it just had to not disappoint, right? It had to destroy our hearts, our minds, and our entire souls and beings. Because up next, for the upper finals on EU, it's going to be French Whispers versus Cax 444. Notice that is not King Rosta.
It is not, no. King Rosta already sent to the losers bracket by French Whispers themselves. French Whispers making a tear through this tournament with their Seth Hilda. You see the Seth there, great mobility character, easily able to circumvent defenses and just, close that screen gap immediately. It's scary how well he synergizes as well with the Hilda because of that mobility. So it's fun to see a full screen zoning character like Hilda works so well with a setup, ninja in your face character like Seth, and French Whispers has been pulling it off extremely well right now.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen other characters from French Whispers in previous Open Series, in previous brackets and things like that. And actually, French Whispers, known, to pretty much everybody in EU at this point, because they're one of the few people who has been able to place higher than King Rosta and Cax in other events outside of the Open Series. At the very least, for sure, Cax. I'm trying to remember if the last event in EU that I'm thinking of, not the very last event that happened, was French Whispers taking it over, King Rosta. But the point being is just to be able to make it over either of those players outside of the Open Series is a feat in and of itself, right? Mm-hmm. So to be here at this point with whatever character they may be bringing to the table is just incredible.
Yeah, I think so. So, I mean, the first game we saw from French Whispers, he had another team, and he swapped over to the Seth Hilda, and it's just been running rampant through this winner's side so far. And, with that momentum, especially that big win, the confidence boost of beating King Rosta, that could be what comes into play here going up against Cax's squad of Elizabeth and Igus. And, we'll see the stop sign will still be a big effect from Hilda, just putting out that giant plate, the big sword dish to go through. Ooh, we got a
we have a bracket update.
Let's check this out. Yeah, hold on.
Uh-oh. What's going on? Oh my goodness. So, our
Rosta.
three-peat champion, King Rosta, is now eliminated from the Open Series for the final monthly of this year. Meaning, we will be getting a new champion, but it be a completely new champion. There's no 4-peat available for King Rosta now, but there is a chance for a 4th tournament win for Cax.
And that's insane. King Rosta, that set went down, 3-2? It's huge with just his run so far this year has been going so great. But now he's so far from the throne, he can't get that crown. And it's everything's up in the air now. He didn't even make it to 4th. That's crazy, but that's, again, like you said before, this has been one heck of a finals. To cap off the end of the year, people are hungry. They're ready for change. And we're going to see it here with a new winner and potentially someone other than Cax taking that crown. We're going to have a new grand finals even, which is insane when you think about it. That's incredibly impressive. That is just, I am surprised as all heck.
I think the only repeat possible grand finals would be Jaju Kakuja J versus Cax, which is one of the grand finals that happened off broadcast, actually. So that being the case, it'd be the first time we would see that, if it is possible, on the broadcast. But we have upper bracket finals here. It is not going to be Jaju Kakuja J. We still have to see if Cax can take down French Whispers, who's going to be playing that Ruby My Team we saw in the very first game of the broadcast today.
Oh, the run under was cute. The Actus, which was even cuter. Okay, French Whispers. Looks like all of that good momentum is transferring over just a little bit here. Nice block on the reset. But yeah, this team lost the first game in French Whispers' first match and just opted to switch to the Seth Hilda immediately. But looks like, yeah, Ruby's going to get taken out here. And it's going to be all down to Mai. So it's kind of looking as a repeat of French's first game.
I mean, we're going to see that. Okay, Dragoon Super's going to come out. Luckily for Cax, though, Igus is still alive. Takes the throw, recognizing that, hey, wait a minute, you can't run after doing normals. That's not possible.
You saw that whip punish? You saw how much delay French was doing in the air. Went for that dive, but Cax had that perfect spacing to get the punish. All right, it's going to pop that resonance. Try to get a little bit of damage here. Oh, here we go.
Okay, Resonance is active, so he's going to be able to get a lot of meter with this, but a big combo drop on this one. That's going to allow for a good amount for Cax. Doesn't have that same amount of meter he did the last time, so not going to be able to kill, but I mean, the next hit just very well might.
Oh, the setup. Nice block. Good blocks until the end. It's always good until we say it, commentators curse, and that's going to do it. Good stuff. Cax taking game 1 over French's My Ruby.
So My Ruby, unfortunately, not coming into fruition that time. It did at the very beginning of the game, right? You know, you got the run out under on the cross combo, then got the reversal action defeated by just active switching. It was looking pretty good at first, but every time Cax is able to knock you down is just one of those things where it's a steamroll, right? Mm-hmm. The team is specifically built to not allow you to get back up and get your bearings. If it didn't, it would have a lot of troubles because its defensive capabilities are really poor, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I can understand if I didn't get to see the character pick. Okay, so I can understand if French Whispers wants to stay with this team because it had the potential. The problem is sometimes you just get knocked down by Aegis, and then regardless of what character you are, you might not get to play anything after that.
And even then, like, you try to play, like, there's the missiles in the air where they're to cut off Ruby from jumping. Try to run forward thinking they can make the escape, but that Elizabeth assist paid off. There's the mix. Reversal's going to get the swap out, bring in Mine. And what's probably been the biggest part that hurt French is just those drops on the combos with Mine. Yeah. Just letting Aegis or someone tech out, no punish on that, has been just really bad, and that's just changes the momentum. And you saw like even the damage coming from Cax after he was able to tech out. Here comes the setup, sandwich time.
French Whispered's credit, he was able to get almost all of Ruby's life back and got out of the sandwich setup. Super good defense all the way through. I mean, we saw shades of possibly strong defense from French in the first game, and then we saw the full thing happening there. Ruby unfortunately took a hit there. Cax's Aegis is down in life. He's going to want to make the switch right here thanks to the Gatling. He's going to get exactly that. But the Maya's is going to hit the 4P. So he's not going to be able to kill the Aegis, but he's going to put a good amount of damage on both characters. Cax is going to want to heal up that Aegis like French Whispers healed up Ruby earlier.
And this is nice too because Ruby's going to keep getting her life back here. Oh, gets hit by the assist. Going to catch up the damage. Right to super. I like that. Nice. Just end it. Make the combo simple. Activated Awakening there. Elizabeth's in full power mode, and here comes the combo from Thanatos.
Oh yeah, this could be real detrimental to Lemai right here. He's got to show that really strong defense, but the problem is the mix-up is first save, while also being able to create a combo. This should be a dead Ruby here. Yeah, the Cax combo.
Jumpsy, nice. And now Mai by herself. Here comes the super second hit.
No punish!
The flip back! Avoids it.
Oh, but there's the overhead.
Yep. Immediately dash forward. And that's gonna do it. Bam! Nice stuff to Cax. Down to the wire there, but Cax keeping solid. And now up 2-0 in this upper bracket final set here.
Yeah, I for a minute there thought the Mai comeback was totally possible once she got that hit, but once the super did not get punished. But ended up not exactly being the case, unfortunately, thanks to the mix-up potential after Resonance. Once you activate Resonance, you can block directly after Resonance activation, right? You're invincible until it's over. However, that does leave the opponent to do whatever they want on the moment you're no longer invincible. So with Aegis in particular, she can mix you up while also being safe a lot of the time. So really difficult to deal with, and we're finally seeing that switch from French Whispers over to the Seth Hilda. This could be what's required to fight that Aegis up at the top of the screen. This could be what's required to also stop Elizabeth from being able to do full screen lasers.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays. Again, my team did pretty good, but this might be like the extra confidence boost. Has to stick to it in the last sets. Has to go 3-0 if French Whispers wants to bring this back. But already an amazing start. Again, the mobility from Seth. The assist package from Hilda is going to work better for the full screen compared to with the Ruby assist was doing pretty solid, but you get more from it. But again, damage is huge. Goes for the super big whip, and this is going to hurt so much. First punish, here we go.
Yeah, big ups to Cax for being at a specific angle that command grab super isn't actually liable to catch. Because normally you would catch that character up there with the command grab super, but now Cax is going to be putting somebody in a coffin. I think they're still alive by a little bit, but
just
It's
a
a death
brisk
sentence for
14k,
sure.
whatever, 14k damage. Who really cares? I would sacrifice a little bit of life if it got down my opponent that low, and now it's all down to Seth. This is grim right here. Is Cax is poised with the reversal. Take a look. It's in a book.
Oh, got hit with the overhead, and then reverse selection to be able to get out.
Reversal. Good reversal. Last thing he needs, a little bit of life, but now it just put himself in the sandwich for lunch.
Rare in a dream, but unfortunately that dream is not big enough right there, as Cax is going to be taking upper finals with a 3-0.
Wow, Cax full steam ahead, getting to grand finals on the upper bracket side. Amazing play, adapting to whatever team swap was going to happen from French Whispers, defeating the My Ruby team twice, even though bringing it down to the brink, but just, really clean, being able to play the game plan extremely well. Might not have converted off all the hits, but just the awareness, keeping the momentum, and just answering back those situations extremely well. Really prepared for the matchup. And you see how much that worked out for Cax, who is poised and looking great, not only, at worst second place, but ready to be the only 4-time champ possibly here for the PlayStation Open Series.
Yeah, we won't be seeing a 4-peat, but four times is still incredibly strong. Well, no, you didn't say 4-peat. You specifically mentioned that it wasn't a 4-peat. I'm not getting on your case. I'm just re-emphasizing that how strong a 4-time champion can be in regards to the Open Series, and how crazy it is that the possibility of a 4-peat is already gone. Because if you take a look at this bracket, King Rosta, we saw already taken down. Jaju Kakuja J also losing to Low Lair. And so we have Low Lair versus Rowanism. Okay, so if you follow EU brackets, this is not a gigantic surprise outside of the Open Series. But within the Open Series, this is a lot of different surprises. With King Rosta going down, with Jaju Kakuja J not being immediate top 4, all that stuff. This is everything that I was hoping a final month, the last monthly final of the year could be, honestly.
Yeah, no, it's been great. Like, you look at that bracket, right? The lower bracket's been a bloodbath. Those last 2 matches you see there, 3-2, both of them. The amount of action and just heartbreak that come from not just losing the set, but a close set like that. And now we have a very unique, top 4 that, if you look at the past events, they haven't been this way. So all these players, at this point, they're playing these money matches. They're going up against each other, trying to, from losers on, get an extra $100 in their pocket with each win. So there's not only the pride of victory on the line here, but there's some pocket change. There's some good money happening here that you really want to go as far as you can to take the most. So, PlayStation putting it all on the line for them. And now, we're going to be going soon to this lower bracket semifinals between Low Lair and Mr. Rowanism, trying to see who of these two will meet French Whisper for that lower bracket finals.
Yeah, so if you haven't watched the Opening Series before, and you've watched a couple of EU events, you probably know Mr. Rowanism specifically just as Ro, all caps, that sort of thing, right? So that's the same player, and that's why you'd probably be like, oh yeah, it makes sense they've made it this far at this point. And I mean, if you've been watching the play, they've been incredibly strong so far, without question. Same thing with Low Lair. Low Lair only losing to, what was it, Cax? Yep. Specifically? Like, come on. Like, Cax is in Grand Finals winner's side, right? Like, that's not exactly a bad loss.
Not at all. Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, it's like, that's the person you have to beat, right?
Yes.
So it might not be a bad loss losing to them, but at the same time, it's like, how many chances are you going to get to beat Cax in a tournament setting? And you already lost once in winners, right? So it just kind of sets the pace of, if I run into Cax again, can I really turn that around? So it's like, you want to get those wins when you can, even if at least you get a second chance. But it's rough playing that mental game, right? And it can take a lot out of you. So we'll see how it ends up in the end. We still have this big semifinal match to play through. between Mr. Rowanism and Low Lair. So Low Lair playing that Ruby Yang has been doing a great job with that team. And just, given the opportunity, has been just mixing it up, steamrolling, and doing a good job. But Mr. Rowan, Rowe, solid player in his own right. We're going to see if he can, climb that mountain and take down team, that squad from Ruby.
I do wonder if we will get to see the Yumi from Low Lair at any point. Because the team that we saw from Low Lair previously has been Ruby Yumi, right?
Yeah.
And Ruby Yang has been coming out and it's been doing work. Don't get me wrong. Like if they keep playing Ruby Yang, I'm all for it. Like keep going. But I just do wonder for counterpicking possibilities if Ruby Yumi could be a thing that we might see versus Mr. Rowanism. And with Mr. Rowanism in particular playing a different team. But okay, so we're gonna see Ruby Yang. This is the team that has run amok for a number of years in this game because it's just incredibly solid, right? It's not so overly powerful that you're going to see everyone playing it, but it is a very, very good team regardless. Yang obviously has the armored attacks, and then Ruby can bust out that 4P, which is tied for fastest assist in the game. They have pretty much the best combo starters anywhere on the screen. And their post knockdown situation is just it's hellaciously good. It's kind of ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that squad's gonna run it through, but like I was mentioning earlier about like how you take those matches from the upper bracket and translates to the rematch. Low Lair is the one who sent Mr. Rowanism to losers initially, so this is the first run back we're gonna see of the stream so far. So can Mr. Rowanism bring it around and take it over and get that the real victory where you get that higher placement? I might have lost to you in the upper bracket, but my placing shows that I'm the victor today. But here we go, first game.
Yeah, it's really a matter of how much study they did from the previous match, right? Like, how are you going to deal with that Yang armor? Because that is a big point of contention to stop it. Okay, but hey, you got to deal with unreactable mix-ups, and anybody goes down to that. Oh, punish! Okay, yeah, the orb's coming out. Hilda is able to push forward right now. And yeah, just staying away from all of that. Oh! Knockdown.
Doesn't matter how far you stay away. Hilda's gonna hit you no matter where you are on the screen. And Low Lair's gonna bust out.
But great change right there. Wow. Active switch on the ready to be able to stop that. That's actually the exact same, almost the exact same situation as the previous time these two met in the upper bracket. Before, it was the Ruby super, and then Mr. Rowanism active switch to Seth. But this time, it was the Yang super into active switch to leave Ruby by herself.
Yep, and just Seth's to say, hands off my girlfriend. Your fight here is with me, and like a good lad that he is, coming through. And now all is down to Ruby here, who's already in the sandwich, gonna activate cross combo. And I like that mobility out. Kills the orb too, so really smart there with the jump B attack. Oh, reset. Gonna get
That's a ton of damage.
And gonna cash out.
That's so much. Oh my goodness. 8.5
here.
Yeah, unfortunately had to catch out immediately because that burst was coming back. If the extended combo was possible there for Low Lair, may have been able to kill, but unfortunately, yeah, it's gonna have to deal with these Seth orbs now. This is the hard part. If you can't attack Seth orbs, he can start moving with impunity, but there's the punish thanks to the chicken block.
Yeah, great hit on the dive. Just waited for it, got a hit, it's gonna set up a little bit. Hilda's getting a lot of life back. Yeah, here comes the swap in. Let her kind of play that full screen game with the Seth. And you're gonna set up a CC soon, I imagine, with all that gauge that Row has available here. Run up grab with. Ooh, gets a hit. Nice delay here, but makes the dive safe with the 4P from Hilda.
Okay, has been defending incredibly well. Was able to get the hit right there. Oh no, the drop in now. Mr. Rowanism has the hit of their own. He's gonna be able to do a good amount of damage. Doesn't want to spend the bar though, because it won't kill. Hilda,
she's gonna kill. He's gonna let it rock. But
big
unfortunately,
punish.
she doesn't travel along with it, being the assist. She didn't take full damage from the super, and now because of it, if it was just Seth by himself, I think Low Lair would have been fine. But because Hilda didn't come along for Ruby's ride, you can see nice from Mr. Rowanism to take full advantage, get that full damage combo, and just snipe Ruby at the end there. So that was just really, really good play as a whole. I was, impressed of being aware of that situation on Ro's side and taking advantage of it in full effect.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of the reasons why Ro was able to take down Low Lair the last time, right? Was just the reaction and the awareness of the player in these situations. And the reaction is a huge thing versus Yang Ruby in particular, because you have to take everything that you possibly can get. Because if you allow Yang to do anything like maybe this,
like bust out, 5B coming through, setting up the sandwich, great block and push block.
that was actually incredible. I was not ready personally for that to be a cross-up, but Mr. Rowanism studied, knew what to do, has got the hit right now, is going to be able to dodge the burst. Unfortunately, Yang's still going to get in, though.
Yeah, jump B, didn't get delayed for enough hits to get a combo in there, but managed to reset into a grab. It's going to go for the unblockable, but barely avoids it.
Yeah,
Trying
because
to catch,
of the pushback.
Yeah, trying to catch Hilda in the air or standing, but the timing was just a little too early on the EX. Hilda, though, still taking a lot of damage here. Oh, it's going to
that should be the first, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yang is all about the armor and has so many ways to beat the burst by brute force.
I mean, hey, that's just that's thematic, right? But Seth gonna, Yang coming in to save her sister. That's also thematic at this point. Oh, punish!
Push block and the punish on the EX, the big whip there, pay the price.
He got a combo on that! Incredible!
Wow!
Hilda is one of the only characters that would have been able to do that. Mr. Rowanism, I feel like, has probably run into that situation enough times.
Oh, the jump C, gonna go right, cash out right into super. It's gonna be just enough with the double up. I like that. Immediate super cancel, getting the kill here. And now Low Lair has an opportunity to send Seth packing. What's gonna be here? 5C, nice block.
That's the first one blocked so far, actually. Oh, gonna catch him jumping out too. He actually might be able to do this because of the semblance. No.
Oh, not quite, but the setup. Okay. I like Mr. Rowanism just neutral teching, but you know who's ready for it? Low Lair. Run up, jump over, get that sneaky mix up with the who knows what side, left, right. So that was just great, just jumping the hurdle. If Rowanism jumped back into the corner, he might have been safe from that. So he kind of just picked the wrong option. He rolled the dice, and neutral tech is usually one of the safer options.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he just paid the price for it. Good call up there from Low Lair. We're tied up 1-1.
Yeah, well, normally you don't expect somebody to be able to cross you up from full screen, right? But unfortunately for Rowanism, Ruby has the second fastest run speed in the game. So she is able to close that gap incredibly quickly, and especially before you're able to react to it.
Like sometimes those non-CC mix-ups are the scariest because there's no special lights or colors or tells from it. It's just a good old-fashioned cross-up. Okay, good start there for Mr. Rowanism. Getting some hits here on Yang. I think she's been the problem character so far, so taking her down as much as possible, but at the same time being cognizant that semblance will always be a factor. If she techs out, it's going to come, but there's a burst and it connects. Wow, I'm surprised.
Oh, thanks to Ruby's 5B, gonna actually hit Hilda on the backside. Not gonna save her this time though, because she's already in block stun.
Really nice. I like that delay. Run up, delay, lunge to catch him out. Instant overhead, gonna get the CC. Wow, beautiful stuff. Doesn't have the meter to kill, gets the burst, and this is Yang coming in. Here we go, once more time.
Yeah, versus a lot of other bursts, that's actually normally a burst safe setup because of oh no, Seth is gone.
What a beautiful active switch. So smart from Low Lair. Finally gets semblance activated.
There was 30 different. Oh my goodness, he's gonna armor the whole thing. Yeah, that was super smart from Rowanism to go towards the anti-air right there to stop that armor so that you could just immediately get the hit. Unfortunately, not gonna be able to kill Yang, and the setup is prevalent. Got low.
No, it's never over. The last hit connects. Gonna cash out all this meter. I like this from Low Lair. not wanting to skimp on the bar, learn their lesson this time, and run up for a. That's gonna. Oh wait, that was almost gonna do it. Reversal.
Grab
good tech.
Barely alive right now. Hilda, unfortunately, gonna get punched in the face. Oh my goodness! Big scramble, but still made it happen right there.
I mean, if you're challenging Yang with mids and highs, that's gonna lose you. Yang thrives off of these crazy scrambles and any range where they can press 5B. If you're not blessing Yang's ankles, you're gonna get a face full of fist every time. And those semblance punches, they hurt, man. So now Low Lair up 2-1.
I gotta say, there's one particular point of the match that I think was a big turning point for Low Lair. When he killed with Cross Raid specifically, both of his characters were below 30% health, right? That's exactly why Yang activated Semblance. Yeah. But that was one of the smart things as to why you would activate Cross Raid. Ruby was in. That brought Yang in, got Semblance, and also got the active switch buff, so Ruby was able to gain more health. But anyway, here we go with the 9 sap.
Oh, and the cross-up again with Ruby, getting that big cross-up jump with the Yang assist. He's going to turn that around. Yang's going to get some life back, and he's going to tag Seth for a bit. Get a setup here. I like that. Just a light delay. And no meter there to get a punish on the burst. But, oh, we got 9 coming through. Yeah, like you mentioned, got a little bit of a team swap for Rowanism is all in on 9.
Yeah, we saw this, I believe, a couple of open series ago. I'm not sure which one, but this was one of the teams that they switched to. And it's quite effective. It's an incredibly strong team. One of the higher damage outputs, some of the best corner carry, incredibly strong in basically all situations, especially thanks to that 9 movement.
Yeah, every little teleport she shows in the air are all her dashes. She's invulnerable during them. EX, the call out, doesn't quite work. Gets the hard tech Ruby.
I like the idea from Low Lair, but unfortunately, because it doesn't work out, Ruby is going to take a ton of damage. Yang is going to get that health back, though, but Ruby might die for it.
Yeah, the fairy comes into play. Worked out really well, and now Ruby's going down. It's going to be all down to Yang, a great character to kind of make this happen with, but with the CC, yeah. Avoids getting big combo, but never mind. I thought Low Lair was out of the fire, but nope, he just jumped further down the volcano. And that's going to bring this up? Go ahead.
Unfortunately, Low Lair is fire. He's Yang. He is the fire. So you don't get out of the fire at that point as that character.
I mean, 9 brings a whole bunch of flames on her own. If you want to see a hot character, you know, 9's going to bring it. And you have to be super wary of everything she has to offer, right? I feel like the lows will be a little bit better against like the Yang matchup. It's harder for Yang to really get like that solid hit because of her ability to play so well in the air and that invincible movement that she has, right? Mm-hmm. But then just that, like you mentioned, that damage output and the corner carry, and we haven't seen any kind of, you know, unblockable setups yet, but they can come out soon. All right, here we go. Who's gonna make it here to the lower bracket finals?
Apparently, Yang 5B is trying to make it to lower bracket finals because he's just swanging right there.
It's its own character at this point, right? You have Yang 5B.
That button is so good. It's got armor on it. Pretty much only losing to lows, right? It just it allows for this right here.
Catches the hit. I like that immediate cash out.
That's a lot of damage.
That's huge damage. Is this gonna be enough to kill?
He's dead. Yeah, it's
beautiful.
Dead.
10k, 3,000 extra damage on top of the switch. Nice block. That's huge. You know how much life Seth's gonna lose here? Almost gonna get to the corner. It's gonna force a resonance out.
He gets the chance to block after this, though. Gotta watch out. Okay, no jump out. The 5C is gonna take the throw bait.
Those under night 5Cs, beating lows, great jump over. Beautiful. This should be it for Low Lair.
He doesn't have the bar. He's got to set something up, and he does exactly that. Table for 1. Finish it off with the reversal action. Super good. Low Lair is going to be taking it over Mr. Rowanism and moving on.
You want him to set up something, and Low Lair set the table. Got all the utensils all nice and in a row, and just Mr. Rowanism is gonna have a nice dinner to end it on as he takes 4th place here in the December PlayStation Open Series monthly finals. So I loved watching Rowanism do his thing, but Low Lair was a little bit too strong here. You see that the 5C to go over the grab, but it just wasn't enough as Low Lair's awareness and creating those sandwiches worked out so beautifully.
So getting the run back, getting the run back again, I should say, excuse me, because Low Lair was the one who put Rowanism in losers, and then Rowanism unfortunately could not do it could not change the tide. And well, while that is going to get Rowanism at least $100, because remember, 4th place is guaranteed 100. That is maybe not the placing that they wanted, I'm sure. However, a very strong placing for the final event for this year. Mm-hmm. Now, lower bracket is going to be French Whispers versus Low Lair. This is not a lower bracket finals we've seen in the Open Series at all.
And this is not a match we've seen all day either. So this is a fresh set between these two going into it. French Whispers called blind pick going into the upper bracket semifinals. So into the finals. So we'll see how he goes about his team options here. We've seen both the Amai Ruby and the Hilda Seth teams come out from them, so I want to see what French Whispers brings out in this match against Low Lair. Pretty much aware that at this point he's going up against Ruby Yang. Like that's a given at this time. So what do you think out of his both teams do you think is the better option here?
I see no reason why you wouldn't play Yumi Adachi here. I really don't. Personally, I think having a full screen laser beam, basically Yumi Adachi does what Yang Ruby can do full screen, but like you crank that up 6 times, right? Because of the Adachi laser beam. And okay, this is gonna be, I think, the first time we're seeing Adachi today, if I'm not mistaken,
as well. So, right?
Yeah, and we're seeing it on the same team, and this is Team Terror versus the other Team Terror of this game. Actually, these are 2 of the strongest teams in the game without question, right? Yeah. So I mean,
for sure. I mean, Ruby Yang's dominated the meta since the game's inception, but this squad here has always done extremely well, and French Whisper bringing out the big guns just for this occasion. But it's gonna go either way, because this is like leaving nothing to chance here. So let's go, game 1.
Oh, there's a push block, but that's not going to get you out of dodge versus this team.
Oh my God.
The instant overhead comes out. Big damage. This is all unburstable as well. Oh, wait, excuse me. I was looking at the wrong cross game. I'm wrong.
Got the burst out, bringing in Adachi, trying to force a sandwich here. I'm a little scared about that. You let Yumi not heal. Her assist package is really useful, but at the same time, you want to get her life back up so she can take those incremental hits because, Ruby Yang is very good at sniping teams.
Yeah, that's actually one of the reasons why he didn't do Adachi laser beam into active switch, which is normally something you would see from this team right there. But it would have been basically negated because he wouldn't have been able to get Yumi life back, and now he's just kind of stuck in the gunshot war.
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, Adachi doesn't really shoot his gun itself, so he's not really going to be able to bring that to the table, but sets up the BZO. Yumi gets it.
50s.
Oh, cash
out.
If it had one more bar, could have brought it to like the brink, but... here we go, run under. Jump C. I got hit by enough of your jump Cs.
Here's one of my own, the low on wake up.
Too.
Super good play there from French Whispers. He's got another, at least 2 hits probably to be able to kill this Yang, unless he's able to build the bar here, which he is. He should be able to kill this character.
Yeah, this is the combo that's going to do it. Going to go right into cross slash. Ooh, and French Whispers brings that back, taking that first game. That mix-up to really seal the deal was scary. Because it's funny, Yumi is one of the only characters that can just like jump over and steal the corner and force a cross-up. It's really weird with her jump C how it works sometimes, that you wouldn't expect it to do that, but it will happen when you least expect it. So like a lot of characters are hard-coded to be able to like take the corner from you using a special. But her jump C kind of does that on its own. And that just enables her mix-up really well with just how big of a hitbox when Yumi comes down with that move is, especially with active switch setting up some crazy setups.
Also, one thing I would really like to note is that it was really smart from French Whispers to be able to play conservatively with his laser beams at the very beginning of that last game, because he saw that Low Lair had meter, right? So with Ruby in and with meter, or with Yang in with meter, you can punish that Adachi laser call. And so he played more conservatively with it. This time he knows that that's no longer the case. He knows that it's not so bad, so he can be more aggressive with his decisions. And he is being hyper aggressive as he's got both characters.
Which got hit first? Okay, drops out. Yeah. So that Rekka has weird properties. The happy birthday is gone, but so is Yang. Sayonara. Now you have the setup here. Empty jump low. Gonna get some good damage in the knockdown. Gonna set up something. Can't tech forward against his team. Has to tech backwards or else he gets sandwiched up. Nice reversal though. Has a chance here.
He might get sandwiched up with the JC even as long as Yumi's on screen. But oh my goodness, the EX again off the instant overhead. Big damage here. Gonna have to super early because of resonance running out, but opts not to.
Okay. Instead, the reversal came out. If that was blocked, it would have been a dead Yumi. Okay, playing the floor is lava. Having to block this out, just full screen pressure. BZO, but luckily Yumi was gone because CT ended, so it couldn't get any further mix-up.
Oh, the jump B right there. That should do it. Easy money, without question. Cross slash comes out. That button is so incredibly good, and that assist is just as great at being able to allow Adachi to be able to combo off it. We are definitely seeing some Adachi Yumi at its full power here.
For sure. Like calling Yumi there with the up back, like I'm gonna be safe. This move comes out pretty quick. The jump B from Adachi, it has such a big hitbox that it just dunking Ruby right into there, getting the conversion off it too. French Whisper had this in his pocket the entire time, and look how much the payoff is. You brought out the evil. You brought out terror. That going into losers like that, French Whisper's like, no, it is time for you to know the real meaning of fear.
I don't know what fear is in French, but I definitely think at the very least Low Lair has learned what it is in French, because he's experiencing it firsthand at this point.
Oh, 100% for sure.
Missed the laser call out off the active switch, but I mean, it's still fine. No matter what, Yumi's gonna be safe, so not a big deal. He's gonna be able to move forward. Wow, dodged it? Are you serious? It's the full conversion too. Super good here from Fresh Whispers.
Yeah, it's a great start. Big damage on both Ruby and Yang is gonna get up the feed. Zio doesn't matter. You reversal Yumi doesn't matter. As long as Adachi is safe in the back there, that BZO is still gonna work out.
And that, he could have cross-slashed there, but no. I guess maybe didn't think it was going to kill, so wanted to save the bar, probably. I think it wasn't going to kill, so it probably would have been a quick call.
Oh my god! Blast hit, catching, and still enough to get the full conversion off of the blast there, even if there wasn't a wall stick. Okay, I like that. 5A after the semblance. Yang on a little bit of life support here.
I like this. French Whispers is specifically playing around Burning Gold. Now, the big rush super from full screen. Oh no!
Huge if true. This could be big damage. If the combo would have gone through, at least got a counter hit, but not enough. Adachi lives by the skin of his teeth. That might decide this if it comes down to it. That was the big turning point that Low Lair needed.
If Yumi is able to continue throwing these snowbirds, oh no, the Ruby's gone. Yeah, I think you're right. That may decide if it's a happy birthday. Okay, Adachi's down.
A minute.
We have an even game.
Okay.
Let's frame.
So
yeah, that's one.
That should be it. Bring it down. Burning gold. Low Lair staying alive. Getting a game on the board. Here against French Whispers. Not going down without a fight. The player from Italy, Low Lair, doing real good here. And just keeping these lower bracket final streams going. Wow.
That is something that we haven't seen come up very often from Yang, at the very least not since maybe the game since Yang released, right? One of the things that happens is that EX Fireball right there, that EX Firecracker from Yang, is advantage on block, especially if you do it as low to the ground as possible, which Low Lair did. And I guess maybe French Whispers didn't remember that because it almost never comes up.
That is not a very common situation, right? And
Yeah, it
because
lingers
of
on the
that,
ground
they
barely,
press-
right? So,
Yeah,
like you said.
and because of that, they pressed a button and got counter hit for it, and that's gonna allow them to stay alive. Gonna cash out. French Whispers with a good start, but I mean, it's not enough damage to deter a Yang player. I feel like.
No, not at all. They want to take damage. Remember, this is Yang. She wants to get into semblance. She wants to activate, change the soundtrack, and do her thing. But this is a great start, though. French Whisper's gonna see the active switch. No, just run up grab. Not a bad start too. Gonna get something going here. Gonna get adapting in the corner, but the drop, and then the punish.
Oh, okay, goes for the optimal corner carry combo. Yeah.
Yeah, Adachi's got some cool stuff when he gets a chance to. That's gonna clash and he's gonna land.
Oh, unfortunately did not punish the super though. He had a lot of options available, but just didn't time it properly. Setting up.
Okay. Yep. Getting those Azios. Just controlling this pressure. Gonna bring out Yumi. Oh my god! What a
That's
bait.
huge.
And we got the corner combo too, so it's gonna be some good damage and set up some good mix here. We got. Okay. 2B. Doesn't beat out the reversal. 6P. Wow. 6P right as the super. That was nice. That was smart.
Yeah, got to make that as burst safe as you possibly can, because regardless of whether Ruby comes in or Yang was going to take that hit, that was going to kill.
Okay, there's a 6P from Adachi. It's gonna go for a super, it's gonna catch! Adachi, like, good stuff. That was cute. Pieces out from there. And now, yeah, like that jump C with the 6P behind it. Bringing in Adachi, taking a little, trying to run down the rest of this resonance. And again, French Whispers looking poised to take this and get into the grand finals on the lower bracket side.
Well, unfortunately was unable to block the Heat Riser mix up on that one. The EX Buzzsaw is going to come out. Cannot kill off that because it actually hit on the other side. If it hit closer to the corner, he could have got super, but very unfortunate. Low Lair stuck in the sandwich again. Is able to jump out thanks to that escape mobility.
Oh, ice time comes through. Gotta be extra careful here. It's a setup. Goes low, good block, so Low Lair not going down until the last second. And Rampage time is in effect. Look how much meter already Low Lair has. Has an opportunity to blow up neutral if given the opportunity, but the jump B.
Oh my goodness. That was Low Lair's absolute final chance, and they were trying to pull out everything, but unfortunately it was not enough. French Whispers, so powerful, and never once taking a gigantic risk, right? Had the life lead, had 2 characters, and only did something if it was completely in their favor, and never did anything that was outside of their favor, right? Because that was the only way they were going to lose, was on a bad laser beam call, was, calling the assist in a situation that the opponent wasn't already in block stun, or at the very least, when you're jumping over, right? And that's exactly what you're seeing in this replay here. Just held it, sat down, made sure that Low Lair couldn't punish his characters in any way, shape, or form, and was able to make it happen that way.
Yeah, just really clean. Just great play overall, being reserved and just picking their spots really well. And then just the power of jump back B from Adachi, just controlling that space and just making it so with the Yumi, it's just like, you cannot approach, you cannot get past this wall. And he did not, as French Whisper takes that set 3-1. And now French Whispers has made it to the grand finals. After losing to Cax in the upper bracket finals 3-0, French Whisper gets a second chance here. A second chance to go at Cax. Cax, who is sitting pretty, has to lose 2 sets if he wants to get taken out. And Cax can taste it. Can taste potential for PlayStation Open Series monthly finals in this year.
Yeah, and this is the last one for the year. So before we get into the crazy stuff that we are about to see, we're going to take one quick break. Get ready, guys, because the action that comes after this is going to take it all out of you. Stay tuned.
They're really struggling with the solo pick. Kakuja.
PlayStation.
And we're back here for the PlayStation Open Series December monthly finals, BB Tag in Europe. It is the grand finals about to happen. I am Raph with Ebonic. You've been enjoying this ride with us, but let's see what these two players are playing for. The prize pool, this wonderful first place gets $400 reduced in their pocket. Second place taking a strong $300. And third and fourth already decided, $200 and $100 respectively. This is a $100 money match. And the advantage going to Cax, who is in this upper bracket side.
Yeah, right now you guys can check their sets going on. It is Cax only lost a single game, only used one team. However, French Whispers on the other side has used a total of 3, pretty much one of the only people throughout the Open Series right now rouletting on a bunch of the characters going on. What we could see is Hilda Seth, what we could see is Yumi Adachi, what we could see it was Ruby Mai at the very beginning of both the winners finals and also the very first set that they played. So, I mean, we could see a bunch of different stuff, but Cax did beat French Whispers 3-0 at the beginning of the upper bracket final. So at this point, he has to come back with everything in the arsenal to be able to make Cax sweat.
Yeah, for sure. Because, I mean, Cax only lost one game all of today. One round. Not a match, nothing. Just one game. And that was like the first set that they played. Everything else has been a steamroll with their trademark, I guess, Elizabeth team. They have two chances to take this big win. You got to remember, Cax is sitting pretty in the upper bracket side. Lower bracket side is French Whisper, who has to win 2 sets. They have to win 2 sets to take this first place, to be the last champion. The last champion of 2020. Who will it be? We're about to find out. Let's go.
Will it be a new champion, or will we see Cax continue a reign of terror and get 4 tournament wins under their belt? First game, grand finals, last tournament of the PS4 Tournament Open Series for EU on the BB Tag side. Let's get it.
All right, Aegis Elizabeth as the expected Cax. French Whispers, Seth Hilda out the gate. Doesn't want to try the Yumi Adachi against this team. We may see if a loss happens to get that swap, but initially this Hilda Seth team brought a lot of victories for French Whispers throughout the whole event. And it's good to see the start with it, but big damage off the mind charge.
This may actually be the death of Seth at this point because it is unburstable due to the fact that this was off of reversal action. Gonna be able to go into the Aegis Super, and yeah, that was it. 13,000 damage on that character. You gotta remember, Seth is tied for the lowest health in the game.
And they even increase what the lowest health is, but that doesn't matter. BB Tag, you just get hit, you blow up. Hilda all by her lonesome. Big reversal to get Aegis off, but no conversion off the run-up for A.
Hilda is going to be all by herself. Now, she has a lot of tools to be able to stop a character like Aegis in the air, but the problem is that she also has Elizabeth backing her.
We're going to charge through, but the whip, but no punish still really hard to, especially if you don't block it, so she'll just clear out to the other side of the screen. It's going to get the tag on there and get the conversion too. Nice. Good damage here, about 7, going up, 7.8k, gotta get the setup.
And Meteor's out. Aegis is going to take the hits, and she's actually going to go down right there.
Oh my goodness.
We've seen what Cax can do. Yeah, just that clean hit is going to be it. Simple, clean. All I need was one touch, and game 1. Cax.
For a moment there, I was a bit scared for Cax's life as soon as we saw that Aegis go down. They did active switch into the character without a cross combo. So when you active switch with the character without a cross combo going on, they are basically on the screen for a very long time and they're completely vulnerable. Because Hilda has full screen normals, she can just toss stuff at Aegis and kill her off, right? Because she didn't have very much health left. And that was exactly the kind of reaction that French Whispers had. Unfortunately, it just was not enough as the Elizabeth had enough health and Cax had enough composure to just be able to keep it going.
Yeah, like Cax set it up in a way that he knew was going to happen. He knew that, there was a big chance that Aegis was going to go down. He saw that immediately pop into resonance. And now we're going into game 2 as Cax just needs 2 more to take this event. And already a clean hit though from French Whispers. Big damage, no recoverable life.
Yeah,
that's
you gotta
want to make it happen.
Cross combo makes it so that your attacks act as EX specials. EX specials make it so that any damage done is non-recoverable life after that. So, okay, he was baiting him. I like
the patience there. Oh, I don't know about being up that high in the sky. Try to reversal, but Aegis manages to fly away. Camp in the corners here, but almost down, but no punishment reverse and a double character.
And he has mind charge. Oh my goodness.
There you go, cashing out big damage.
This is a big gamble. If
Set
this
it
mind
up.
charge,
Oh my
okay, yeah,
gosh.
I was gonna say if this mind charge doesn't work out and Hilda gets out, that could be an easy death on either of those characters. But it did work out right now. Seth is unfortunately stuck in the sandwich. Nice block so far, but you can only block for so long.
And he didn't even intend to block, continue blocking. As soon as he was out of block stun, EX lunge, has some meter here. Big whip on a full screen super, gonna use up a little bit of the bar from Elizabeth.
Yeah, I like the idea right there. That was specifically intended to catch the full screen lunge. If he had done full screen lunge immediately, that may have grabbed Seth.
Tried to press, got a reversal. Low life on both Aegis and Elizabeth, so one touch on either one.
He got the reversal action. It's gonna get punished, but he has enough health for it to work out. EX Orbs comes out. Elizabeth is currently at the mercy of Seth right now. She has to block most of this. Gets out with the push block right now. The hit though.
Double low, no meter to really end it, so it's gonna get a knockdown, an opportunity to set something up. Here comes the orb, just putting it into play. Immediate mind charge. He's gonna run to get the full damage. This should be it.
And there it is.
Wow.
2-0 so far. Tournament point looking like it's in Cax's favor pretty hard.
The awareness from everything on Cax, seeing that Thanatos Elizabeth persona got that hit, right? Immediately canceled into mind charge for the run up and the alley-oop. She might have lost Aegis, but she's still got a squad with her. They're rolling deep. These are like 4 characters in one, with 2 characters. You're fighting a whole squad. And Cax knows how to pilot them extremely well.
That's the hard part about fighting Persona characters. Is you may as well be fighting 4 total characters, right? If there's 2 of them on the same team, because they got themselves, and then they got a Persona, and they both have a Persona. So I didn't pass high school, but that's at least 4 people, right?
That's at least 4 people on screen. And like Elizabeth's persona is one of the more unique personas because she's a lot more active compared to the other persona cast. So when Thanatos is out there, he can linger an extremely long time. And one of the changes they made recently in BB Tag, I say recently, but like early this year, is that when you push block, use a bar to push block a character. If a persona is out for a persona character, that persona stays there. So you think you got Elizabeth off you, but no, Thanatos is swinging his blade, making a statement, and it's that pressure, and it gets to you. You think it's your turn when you push block, but they're just on top of you like that.
And Elizabeth specifically fights very well in the full screen with her persona too. Like she's like specifically designed to do that. Even before the persona push block changes, if she was put in the game and those push block changes were not in effect, she would still be able to do that fairly okay because a lot of her persona normals move forward.
Yeah.
So in that particular situation, she is one of the worst people to be caught with a push block right there.
Mm-hmm. And we'll see if there's some adjustments. We see a little bit of a pause there from French Whispers. Has to make a clean 3 games straight if they want to keep their tournament hopes alive and get a reset. Cax just needing one single game to be crowned the champion, to get 4 tournament wins in the year of 2020. Can he do it? Let's go.
Yeah, it's up to French Whispers to basically win 3 straight at this point, maybe even 6 straight, depending. But okay, hit on Hilda already. And I mean, losing over half your life right now with the setup.
Okay, gets out of there. Hilda has that full screen space. Gonna get the snipe on Elizabeth, but nice jump forward to avoid getting put into a full screen sandwich. Now Seth is out and has to hold the pressure here with the reversal. It's been working out. We'll see if Cax calls that out a little bit better next time.
Great push block right there to negate the sandwich. The problem is as long as there's more cross gauge, he can continue another sandwich. Got the hit right there. Burst is available, and French Whispers was ready for it.
Okay. There's the pressure. Instant overhead from Seth. That was a thing of beauty. And now Elizabeth stuck in this pressure here. Is going to get that standing hit into the 5C to catch the damage. That was really nice. And that's going to be the kill. Wonderful.
That was unburstable because he used a projectile specifically to activate the Elizabeth reversal action. it doesn't activate full screen away, right? So she is then vulnerable to whatever you do afterwards, and Punish gets beautifully. Cax's Aegis is now by herself. She's at the top of the screen on Resonance, but now she has to deal with this. The Seth Orb gonna save her though!
The orb from Seth made that reversal safe. Now we're bringing out Seth to go against this Aegis. The anti-air is really good. Gonna get conversion here. Can't burst here. Probably doesn't really need to. He's gonna get put in this corner and the grab.
Yeah, maybe being forced to burst at this point, but that's a burst lockout move. The Megiddo Fire into the super immediately. Cax is backs, baby!
Doing it again. All he needs to take down is this Hilda. If he can take down this last character, that can do it. Has no meter to seal the deal. It's gonna get a mix-up here though. Just one last mix-up can do it. We're gonna see a resonance. There's the resonance. Here comes the mortar. The throw!
The counter?
Throw!
Oh my goodness, the drop of the combo though! Meteors!
Makes it rain. Has a chance. He's gonna get
a lot of chip
here.
damage.
Huge chip. Make it rain again.
And there's the instant overhead!
Whoa!
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, that last hit there. Run up instant overhead. Oh boy.
She can instant overhead further away than any other character in the game, so it's hard to know whether or not she's actually going to be doing a high-low after running up on you. Cax took a guess on it and just happened to be wrong. Incredible decision, though, from French Whispers specifically to just put as much chip damage as possible onto Cax before moving forward, because that puts Cax into a check situation. It is Cax's game, or excuse me, it's French game to lose at that point.
And, you know, French needed that. He needed something. A little bit of confidence, a win helps in staying alive, but can he do that twice? Can he repeat this, what he needs to really make this count? Already a little rough as he's in the corner here with this Hilda. Nice block from the push block. Worked out pretty well, but I guess already putting that pressure back on.
Yeah, I know Igus has one of the best anti-airs in the game, but his anti-airs in particular still, even with that, have been just super strong. Okay, presses buttons to be able to get out. Nice Abare.
Kills all the orbs, gets out of that situation here. You know, good though pressure from French Whispers. Getting good hits with the Seth. There's the punish though, but not a big damage. Another reversal works out.
Okay, sandwich opportunity right now. Burst is available, so he's probably going to want to try and keep his burst safe as possible. Unfortunately, cross combo ran out, so he was unable to convert off of that. The reversal action is going to hit, and Igus has no health. She's going to have to get her way out.
Okay, it's going to force get an active switch here. At some point, there it is.
Oh, reversal action too slow!
Too slow. With all this meter, don't have to use much of it. Gonna get the kill. 4 bars here against the Seth. Gets the hit with the rising A.
Hey, I mean, if there's a bad assist call from Cax, the tide could turn, and that's why he immediately cross-comboed right there. There's the coffin! Great reaction! This is gonna do it!
That's it! It's double super! Let's go! Cax takes it!
Incredible reaction right there from Cax to become the absolute last monthly final champion on the ECU side for the year. Reacted on the EX lunge after activating cross combo, put him in the coffin to be able to catch. We saw the idea a couple of games before. He showed the inklings of this happening. He laid down the bricks for the prophecy, and then he was like, finally, the time is right. The planets have aligned. All the sundials are in the correct positions, and I can do this.
What a way to win it, right? The best possible way for Cax, your champion, is having that coffin readily available, sniping the EX lunge, and to say no. You're dashing into the grave, my friend. And what a win for them. Cax with 4 wins across 2020, solidifying themselves as the penultimate champion for the year and the one with the most victories under their belt. Great stuff to them, but also a lot of love to French Whispers, who fought their heart out. You know, not beating King Rosta in winners, right?
Yes.
Taking down King Rosta, sending King Rosta down the lower bracket side, and you know, making their way through, unfortunately losing to Cax twice, but played so well throughout the whole event. You know, taking home $300 reduce and doing a good job of it. Unfortunately, couldn't unseat the 4-time champ Cax, but, you know, made it competitive and made it a show.
Yeah, again, I gotta give a big shout outs to DC. The CAX was indeed backs. All that stock DC put into CAX has fully paid off, as they have the most wins under their belt, just like you mentioned a moment ago. This was the last monthly event for EU for BB Tag for the year. But there are more Open Series events happening coming up, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at the schedule. So, you guys are going to be seeing FIFA monthly finals tomorrow, moving into Under Night in Birth on the 30th, and then small break and right into Soul Calibur on the 4th. So be ready for that.
Yeah, a lot more finals to come through, and you know, if you want to compete in these and appear in those, just go to compete.playstation.com. You know, try your hand, because there's more of these PS4 Open Series to go. But you know, just wonderful series, way to cap off the year for the EU side. Just immaculate. But that's not it for the day, as a little bit later on, the North America December finals will be coming up on this same channel.
So I want to thank everybody for watching, and I want to thank especially for Raph for covering for us today, coming in, bringing the excellent commentary as always. You guys should, you know, drop a follow at Raph_TX, I do believe, or is it just RaphTX these days? I forget.
It's just RaphTX. But yeah.
RaphTX.
I just want to thank Europe. That's me. I want to thank Europe for coming through hard and making amazing events
Every month.
all the time. Europe, c'est magnifique. It was wonderful stuff from you all, so much appreciated. And you know, don't go too far. Get some food, get some rest. But we'll be having the North America finals coming up soon.
See you guys in a few hours. Thank you so much.
PlayStation